Wow. So
Monday.
9:25 on Monday, live Central Time. We'll get Alabama offensive lineman Tyler Booker, a big part of that offensive line, to break down what Alabama did for the week and coming forward. I love that. That's one of NIL deals. That means we've worked out a deal with them to financially put money in their pocket. I like that.
That's right. They'll get to eat, thankfully.
Yeah, yes.
Also, the Auburn Tigers, Elijah McAllister was with us on the show last week. We really enjoyed Elijah's time. Excellent interview. You guys reacted very, very well to that interview. So we cut a deal with Elijah. Auburn linebacker Elijah McAllister is going to be with us. Elijah will be with us every single Wednesday at 10:45 for him. The Auburn linebacker every single Wednesday at 10:45. The Vanderbilt transfer. He was an interesting guy.
Hey, both those guys, fascinating interviews. And, I don't know Elijah. I don't know what his future holds. I can guarantee you, if Booker stays healthy, that guy's going to be a first-round pick.
Yeah, I think Elijah, whether he's in the NFL or not, is going to be a successful guy. He's trying to get his PhD.
So we got a lineman. We've got a linebacker. We need a quarterback quickly, Brownie.
We got one every single week on demand, wherever you get our videos and our YouTube channel, our Disrupt the Media YouTube channel. UAB quarterback Jacob Zeno is going to be with us, courtesy of our friends at Legacy Community Federal Credit Union. Jacob Zeno, the UAB quarterback, will be the starter for the Blazers this year, and he is on demand weekly, every single week. So we're excited about that. Tyler Booker, Elijah McAllister, and Jacob Zeno.
And when we started this and had an opportunity to give back to the players, we wanted to do that. So 3 more NIL deals this year with athletes at Alabama, Auburn, and UAB, as we love that relationship. We love our relationship with the Floribama. We're going to be partying with them the rest of the night, and we'll drag ourselves back in.
We're getting on a boat.
We're getting on a boat. I'm the captain now.
Out to sea.
When we come back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time, see if we're upright and looking straight into the camera. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At NextRound.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting NextRound.store.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
You've been wearing that thin, raggedy t-shirt for years now, and people cannot stop whispering and staring in your vicinity. We've all been there. Luckily, there's a solution to your lack of fashion and social cues. At NextRound.store, they have plenty of options when it comes to a variety of shirts and hats. Once you start putting that Next Round gear on, be prepared to make new lifelong friends and hundreds of unforgettable conversations. Hope you like random high fives in the street, because that's what you're getting after visiting NextRound.store.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live will share the latest interviews and videos from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and campuses all over the college landscape. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Live Daily Show. Jim, Lance, and Ryan will share their thoughts, and remember, you can always see the old shows on the Next Round Live YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, and don't forget to comment. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. It's Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
All the stories important to us are in one place. Catch the morning rounds each weekday at nextroundlive.com. Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Still on the coast, across the street from the historic Floribama at the Old River Grill, right here on Old River, right here on Ono Island. It's just across the street. There you see the aerials as you fly over the Floribama on this beautiful, beautiful Friday morning, guaranteed Friday here on the show. And as we make your way across the street, there's the river, there's Ono Island. The traffic is light. The conversation will be heavy today as we do our 3 bold predictions right here on Guaranteed Friday, the next round.
That's not a river, by the way.
This is a river right here.
No, oh, boy.
100%. It's a river.
Early argument.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they call it Lance the Old River Grill. They own this place, so I don't think they're going to make such a critical mistake.
I think it's the bay.
No.
That is not the bay.
That's the river.
You
there.
think that's the bay.
Yeah.
So
the thing
that is salt water. There's no saltwater rivers.
There are. Yes.
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 That's really a river.
Yes. It's brackish.
I know it's brackish. Yeah, that's where bull sharks hang out.
Yes.
But
Yeah. No,
I always thought that was part of the bay.
No, it's an old river, and there's sharks and dolphins in there too, because there's no like fence that keeps them from swimming.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, there's no police right there. No, sorry, you could not swim this way.
My father-in-law was about 5 blocks this way as Maggie and I were early married when he still had a house on Ono Hill.
Okay,
here.
Cruise Sam, I know you want to tell truth on Friday, right? Do you wish you would have gotten eaten by a shark back in the day?
We're going to get to our Guaranteed Friday coming up here as 3 guarantees as we get going. Bold predictions today. He's Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, Jim Dunaway, and whole crew back in Birmingham. Can't wait to see them again on Monday. A fun day yesterday for us. We got the Floribama boat out. We cruised around on that for a couple of hours.
Yeah, you know, that boat is incredible. It's a lot of fun. I don't know if you guys would agree. It was way too hot to be on a boat yesterday.
It was pretty hot out there. I mean, there's no doubt. But
is that a first world problem?
It is a first world problem.
I mean, the few minutes it had to troll, it was warm.
I mean, there are no wake zones.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was miserable, LT. They only packed a cooler for
we had a case of Bud Light.
Yeah, a cooler full of free beer for us.
Yes.
And it gave us a yacht, basically.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, in a perfect world at the beach, would you rather be on a boat? Normally, I would rather be on a boat than on the beach, but
100%.
Yesterday was way too hot.
Oh, yesterday I still would have chose that boat over the beach. The
really?
Beach, the
beach, you've got a little breeze and you can get in the water.
Yeah, you don't spend that much time in the water.
I mean, there's water under the boat, hence the boat.
We were literally moving. We had a sea breeze in our face.
Okay, was there any chance anybody was getting in the water yesterday?
I mean, if we had stopped in a spot, I mean, if I'd wanted to, I'd have gotten in. Yeah, I just didn't want to get in the water.
My problem.
I didn't have a towel.
I can't swim, and then my upper body strength. I don't think I could have pulled myself back into the boat. You guys would have had to pull me back in like we were doing a lifesaver.
Boy, when they put you in a retirement home, you're going to be a pain in the ass, aren't you?
I think I'm already in a retirement.
The whole staff is like, we need 3 for Dunaway.
Roll him over.
They would have found Dunaway floating on a door days later.
And normally it's 1 nurse to wipe your ass. But it's going to take 3 to wipe Dunaway's ass.
A guy's in a boat blowing a whistle. And
you're seeing some pictures from our boat trip yesterday out on the water. The conversation on the water, other than LT being hot, was about our bold predictions coming up today. And we'll jump in to those. So many of you have sent them in, but get them rolling in the chat room. And also, you can do that on Twitter as well at Next Round Live. Taylor has sent out from the command center a nice little place that you can reply in the comment section there, or just to that tweet, and we will get to those starting in the next segment. But our headlines today brought to you by our friends at Wayne's. We'll get into what we saw last night in the NFL and a couple of other big stories, including a stadium capacity change we need to update in the Southeastern Conference.
A little surprising.
Yeah. Wayne's, by the way, not surprising. 50 years of great business with our friends at Wayne's. Use our promo code TNR for the next round, TNR for the next round, and you save $50 on all their platforms. That includes $50 off pest control, termite protection, lawn care, and mosquito services. Stack those together, save $50, $100 or more. Promo code TNR. Call Waynes.com. Call Waynes.com, 866-WAYNES-1. 866-WAYNES-1. Again, the promo code TNR. Happy 50th to our friends at Wayne's. Call Waynes.com. Let's go first with the stadium capacity. Yesterday, we get the official announcement because of a couple of little configurations and some new added fan zones in the corners at Jordan-Hare Stadium. The official capacity now over 88,000 at Jordan-Hare. 88,000 and 43, the official Jordan-Hare Stadium. Just out of curiosity, can you see if they've updated that on Wikipedia? I'm always amazed. Who's in charge of Wikipedia? Because people die in within the hour.
Yeah.
Wikipedia already has them dead.
I think it's community controlled. I know they hit me up for anytime I check somebody's age for Lance, they hit me up for a donation.
Well, I do feel a little guilty because we use the hell out of it and we don't pay them anything, do we?
I've never paid anything. I figure they.
I mean, who does though?
Well, I don't know.
Is it a tax write-off?
All right. So what is the actual
capacity of Jordan-Hare Stadium?
What is it currently?
It currently is 88,043.
It's updated.
Wikipedia.
Well, how about that? I mean, already with a sentence, the stadium reached its current seating capacity, 88,043, with the 2023 expansion. It is now the blank largest stadium in the NCAA.
It says blank. Or are you wanting us to answer the question?
That would be where you answer the question.
I would say 17th.
I'm going to say there was a significance to the 43. So I'm going to say the word on campus is going to be important here because of the LA Coliseum and
Rose Bowl.
And the Rose Bowl. I'm going to say it is now the 10th largest on-campus stadium in America.
James Dunaway Jr. has nailed it. It is the 10th largest. Wow. The 43 really didn't.
Oh, it did
play in. Yeah,
did make a difference.
I'm with you. You wonder how you end up on that number right there. Right? Why is it not just 86,000?
Yeah. Well, that's because Kendall and Joe brought eight extra people in their sideline suites this year.
It is the 20th largest stadium in the world.
In the world?
Yeah, Jordan-Hare Stadium, now the 20th largest stadium in the world.
What is the largest stadium in the world?
That's got to be BS. Because,
I don't know if
so you're telling me that in our state, our little state of Alabama, we've got 2 of the 20 largest stadiums in the world.
Yep. I mean, why do you guys doubt that? College football stadiums are the biggest stadiums in the world.
There's got to be some soccer stadiums.
I mean, there are a few.
Yeah, didn't they build a bunch of soccer stadiums for the World Cup and just left them?
Yeah, but I don't think they built them that big. They're not gonna sell those kinds of tickets.
Yeah, but like that
all right, here you go.
That stadium in Mexico City is huge.
So there's some stadium I can't pronounce the name of, and some place I can't say in India that they play cricket in.
Yeah. Okay, Wembley's got to be bigger.
So are you telling me that's number 1?
That is number 1, but I can't. It's 132,000. Can you believe 132,000 people go watch cricket?
No.
That sport, I cannot figure it out,
and
man.
The sightline is crazy.
It is, and the games last forever and sometimes multiple days. Like you get to the end of the day and they're like, all right, we're going to play again tomorrow.
I don't know if you guys have ever been to the Bahamas.
I have not.
But I took Jack for spring break a couple of years ago, and their ESPN is different. It's like, forgot what they call it, ESPN something, but their primo sport is cricket.
Right.
But you can gamble down there. So I ended up gambling on cricket, but I don't know anything about the sport. And I tried to watch it, and it was a mess. I know you got a paddle and you try to hit a ball.
Yeah, and you can hit it backwards.
Yeah. Grotto 1st of May Stadium is in North Korea. Now, Rockstar, do we trust anything that comes out of North Korea, Rockstar? Do we do that?
Absolutely not. No.
No, nothing at all?
No.
I mean, as soon as they see this on Wikipedia, they will be they'll be number 1 tomorrow.
114,000 people for that one. And after those two, boys, get ready to wave that SEC banner, Jimmy Dunaway.
Oh, after those two, we
do it
in North Korea.
We do a few Big Ten stadiums, then it's heavy SEC. After those two, India, North Korea, the Big House is number 3 in the world. Beaver Stadium is number 4. The Horseshoe is number 5. Kyle Field number 6. Tiger Stadium number 7.
That's in LSU.
Thank you, Jim. Neyland Stadium number 8.
That's Knoxville.
Darrell K. Royal Stadium number 9.
Coming to the SEC.
Bryant-Denny Stadium number 10.
Well, you just told me Auburn was 10.
In the country. This is in the world.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So Bryant-Denny Stadium is the 10th largest stadium in the world.
It is.
Never saw that one coming today.
Yeah.
Do we care about our football?
We really do. I mean, think about that.
And it's all think about the geography of that.
Yeah. I'm with Rockstar. I don't know that we trust the actual capacity of the one in North Korea.
No, I'm just happy they didn't say they built it into the heavens so the supreme leader can watch.
We'll watch next to God.
Yes. That God and he sit side by side watching North Korea play whatever they play over there.
Yeah. But Rockstar, wouldn't you think if he was going to lie about it, he'd make it the biggest one, right?
Well, no, you think, I'm sure when he said about it, at the time it was the biggest or something like that.
Yeah,
a lot of their buildings are just vacant, empty buildings that have nothing in them. It's where it's a pretty city looking, but it's all empty. It's weird if you watch a documentary on North Korea. Dude, it's an odd place. Very sad.
Yeah.
So
a little weird.
Congratulations to Auburn, 10th largest on-campus college football stadium in the world, and one of the 20th largest stadiums in the country now, to 88,043. And Hugh Freeze has its packed for the first game and a record in season ticket sales. Over in Tuscaloosa, we heard from Nick Saban yesterday. You can get that podcasted wherever you get your podcast, both video and audio with us. That includes our friends at Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Go check out our conversation with Nick Saban last night in Monday Night Football. Kenny Pickett continues to defy the Dunaway odds and continues to look like a future superstar in the National Football League. Last dress rehearsal, he was 13 of 15, 199, 2 drives, 1 for a touchdown, 1 for a field goal. Pittsburgh blanks Atlanta 24-0. The only loss of the night, Lance'sLock.com, was 2-1, was the total in that game, because Atlanta decided we're not going to really play anybody.
Yeah, I thought Ritter would play last night. Logan Woodside got the start, and you're right. Kenny Pickett is looking good right now, and that's the one team that nobody really talks about in the AFC North. Everybody's talking about the Bengals. They're talking about the Baltimore Ravens.
You're
talking
on
about
the Ravens.
Well, I am on the Ravens, but I do think Pittsburgh, I mean, you just look at the history of that organization. You look at Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season, and Kenny Pickett in year 2. You look at some of the George Pickens, only 1 reception last night for 35 yards. George Pickens is going to be an absolute stud this year. Freiermuth is one of the better tight ends right now in football. Najee Harris is a playmaker. Pittsburgh is a team, and you know that defense is lights out. They threw a shutout last night in preseason football.
Yep.
I'm being sarcastic there, but can you imagine being the Mercedes-Benz Dome and watching no points in the second half of a preseason game?
Their biggest highlight the entire preseason has been DeMarco Hellams, their 7th round pick out of Alabama, who, because they didn't play any starters, got extended playing time again last night and had like 8 tackles. And they're not only is he going to make the team, they're talking about him playing.
I mean, he's getting playing time. Yeah, I'm sure he'll have to be some special teams too, but he'll get some actual defensive snaps.
But he was like the third safety out of Alabama last year.
Yeah, but he was, there were times in Alabama I really liked his game. Now I don't
one of the more physical.
That's right.
Guys out there.
That's what I loved about him, the way he played the run. And I mean, if you went over the middle on him, you had to watch. So I'm not surprised that he's making an impact. You said it again, 7th round.
Yep, 7th round pick.
I mean, normally the 7th round guy is cut by the time you're to the 3rd preseason game.
Did he have eligibility left?
That's a great question.
I don't think so.
I mean, but
he's 23 years old.
Yeah, I think he.
What does that mean?
Well, it means
he's 23. I mean, Jack State's starting quarterback tomorrow is in his 7th season, I believe. And I'm not joking. I think it's his 7th season.
So, but not all at Jack State.
Yeah, but DeMarco never transferred. I think he played 4 full years at Bama.
All right. I just know age doesn't matter anymore. See Stetson Bennett's national championship trophies. But Hellams looked good. Also last night, Indianapolis beat Philadelphia 27-13. Again, the Eagles didn't play as many starters as the Colts did last night. And Anthony Richardson was 6 of 17, 78 yards. But when he did complete a pass, it looked really good. Like his 6 completions were fantastic.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
I mean, but doesn't that go along with everything we always heard about Anthony Richardson? Yeah. Is his good tape is as good as or better than anybody's?
Right.
And his bad tape's worse than anybody's.
Yeah. Erratic is how I saw it described last night. I didn't get a chance to see one snap of that one.
So if you're a Colts fan, though, your better chance of winning games and maybe getting to 8 or 9 wins is Gardner Minshew, in my opinion. But if you're looking for long term, do you just go ahead and play Anthony Richardson? I mean, he's been named the starting quarterback.
You hate to say you don't play to win. I think you play to win in the future.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's going to be a mess though.
But you can't draft the guy. What was the number 4 pick? And never start him.
That's right.
I mean, at some point you got to start him to see what you got.
3 more exhibition games tonight. Real football tomorrow, week 0. The games that count. College football starts tomorrow. We'll get the bowl predictions in the next segment. Detroit, Carolina, 7 o'clock CBS. Patriots, Titans tonight, NFL Network. Chargers, 49ers tonight, NFL Network. High school football all over the place tonight around the Southeast. And then tomorrow, week 0. And we got a ton of information about the week 0 games we'll get to.
Small town football, like high school football. We were at Coastal last night. And that's one of the spots that is part of the Floribama family here. We're at Old River Grill right now, which is their sports bar across the highway from the Bama.
Can we just, before you move from the Coastal too quickly?
Yeah.
Okay.
This story's about the Coastal.
Okay. Yeah. But before you get off of a tangent.
Okay.
Can you just say last night was another thing that you jumped to a conclusion really quick that I was right about something, and you criticized it, and then before it was over with, you were like, you were probably right to do that.
Oh, the gumbo?
Yeah.
No, I'm
It was,
gumbo.
it was outside dining,
Yeah.
basically. It was 177 degrees.
It's open air.
For some reason, I had the munchies, and we had eaten like
for some reason.
we had like 16 appetizers.
On the way to dinner, you were like, I've been eating all day because I said, I'm going to take care of one of your steaks tonight. And you're like, I really don't want to cash that in because I'm not going to eat much.
I said I was going to get a salad.
Yeah, Dunaway was going to eat light. And then
in fact, it went like this. I think I'm just going to get a salad.
Brown, I thought
I was there.
I did a great job on ordering the appetizer.
Yeah, Lance was phenomenal.
We did the grouper bites, we did the blue crab dip, and we did the oysters,
the
baked oysters.
The minnow cheese char grilled oysters.
And that was the game changer. I became hungry after one bite of that.
Best I've ever had.
But then he immediately orders another one.
I know.
12 more of those.
Yeah, that's right. We said, give us another round of those.
And then he's like, I'll take a bowl of gumbo and I'm going to get an entree.
So we had a group with us that we were taking to dinner, and I love gumbo. And in fact, I'm a little weird, I have found, in a lot of ways, but especially in this one, I like a light roux gumbo.
Oh, I like a dark roux.
I am not a dark roux
I
guy.
usually like the dark
I thought you were dark roux.
Nope, light roux. I'm a light roux guy.
Is that light roux last night?
Yes,
it
was.
was.
And when Dunaway and our friend Richard ordered it, I was like, I mean, I love me some gumbo, but it is 100 degrees out here.
Yeah.
I do not see how they're going to sit here and eat gumbo.
And what's next? A bowl of chili tonight?
And I threw the Tabasco
And then he
on it.
hammers the Tabasco, but when they brought it to the table, it's that light roux. And I'm like, man, that looks good. And both Richard and Dunaway, they're sitting right across from me. Both of them were like, Brownie, I hate to say this, is probably the best gumbo I've ever had. And they both said it. And it did look good.
I gave a couple of bites to our friend over there. She agrees too. She's
So-
like, gumbo good.
But what I was going to say,
Literally said it that way. Gumbo good. Gumbo good.
we've taught her how to talk.
Me like gumbo. Gumbo good.
So, but as we were wrapping up, some of the staff had come up, and our friend Steve Powers and his wife Patty were with us from the Floribama, and they were talking to him, and I heard one of the staff members got something in her headset. You know how you can tell when they're talking. And she goes,
That's big time operation.
big time operation, right? And she goes, oh, okay, guys, the Gulf Shores game is finals. Let's get ready.
Yeah.
Like, it's small town football, man. The restaurant's like, hey, high school's finished playing, man. We're about to get some people coming in here.
Hey, and if you hadn't been down here in a year, if you haven't seen Coastal, the growth of that
it's amazing.
project has been amazing.
Yeah.
And it's right at 1,000 seats.
That's
Yeah,
right.
capacity.
1,000 people can dine at one time. The kitchens and multiple are amazing.
You and I didn't take the tour. We let Brown take the tour.
You know, I actually saw him the last time I was down here.
Yeah, Jim went before
with
me.
Paul.
Yeah, the kitchen's amazing. It's like this world-class kitchen, and this is the honest truth, that chefs from all over the world have come to see.
Yep.
In
No, they
Orange
work
Beach,
here.
Alabama.
They work
Well,
here.
they do, but I
Yeah.
mean, even others, as word has gotten out, they're like, I got to see this kitchen.
Well, you just told us the Auburn is the 10th largest stadium in America.
Yeah.
What do you think that restaurant? That's the biggest restaurant I think I've ever been.
Well, yes, it's massive.
Other than one kitchen in India and one kitchen in North Korea, it's the third largest kitchen in the world.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, you guys tell me another
Check
restaurant
Wikipedia.
that is even close seating capacity to that.
I've never been
No,
in one.
I did think you can serve 1,000 people at one time and flip those tables. They
That's right.
they make it work fantastic. The drinks were good too. They drink
was
good. as well.
Dunaway's-
Good, don't
Hey,
they?
by the way, that was Dunaway's first thing we walked up. He's like, how are they going to be able to serve all these people at the same time?
Yeah.
I was like, I think they're equipped for this. I think they're
Well,
prepared.
I mean, first off, and we got to do a couple more spots in the opening segment here. Get ready for Shannara.
I'm ready, man. I've never been more ready.
As we were leaving our condo, Phoenix 17 or whatever it was,
and
we're-
Super Bowl 8.
we were on apparently the 12,000th floor on the parking deck because we're going down, and it was like loop, and it was like the same car every time, loop the same car, loop the same car. And there's no way we only went down 9 floors.
Well, it's like when they loop something in a movie and you could tell they didn't get enough loop.
That's
so
right.
you keep seeing the the
Yeah,
same
but,
car.
but
You're
you
like,
got to remember this. Like when you walk a staircase, you're walking 2 to get to a floor. It's the same thing when you're driving down the. So it's basically 18.
So I did 18 circles. To
We
get
did
out of
18
9
it
floors.
felt like it, yeah.
It felt like 36. It was just never ending, but a good time last night. One more thing to tell you about in this segment, Rockstar, before we wrap up the opening segment from the Old River Grill here across from the Floribama. Shannara Flooring can take care of your next rebuild or remodel at your home.
Yeah, it used to be Homewood Carpet and Flooring. It is now Shannara Flooring. It is the same great people that worked with you, Fu and you. And in fact, Fu and the gang worked with Rockstar. Rockstar's house was built on an old volcano in Birmingham, and Rockstar had erupted and had damaged that room, and Cord could not play. in a room damaged by an old volcano, could it?
Yeah, that wasn't the whole story, but yeah, we put Short put some carpeting down for us in our awful carport. Transitioned to a room, and I was actually in there playing with him yesterday, wrestling with him, and my old bones were creaking and cracking when we were on the floor.
How good that carpet feel?
It felt great, better than a hard damn marble, whatever the hell that was before. It was just nasty concrete floor. So they put a pad, then some carpet over it, and it's fantastic to be able to use that room now.
It's dried volcanic ash. I hate to tell you, that old volcano. Shannara Flooring is who helped Rockstar. They offer the best tile, the best hardwoods, the best carpet, LVP and LVT. The countertop specialty flooring. It's the best in Birmingham. It does not matter whether you're residential like Rockstar, it was in his home, or if you're a commercial site like we are, they do it all. Shannara Flooring. ShannaraFlooring.com. That is ShannaraFlooring.com. Or the number 205-518-6423. 205-518-6423 for Shannara Flooring.
And as Rockstar always says, don't be a foo. Call Foo and you.
That's I pity the food that doesn't use Shannara Flooring.
I'll save some of the football stuff, Rockstar, before we get to the bowl predictions. We'll start those in the next segment. This is the 13th year we've done Guaranteed Friday. And we love this Friday where we make 3 bowl predictions. We'll give you our hours later on in the show. Yours are rolling in. We'll get to all those coming up. So I don't know if I'll get to these, Rockstar, but off of the Hustle today, one of my newsletters I get, I've got 3 shower thoughts. You ready for these, Rocky? What's your opinion?
You gave us all 3 at the same time?
Here we go, LT, with excitement. AC repairman has to be the worst job in the world. You're always working in a building where the AC is out.
Yeah.
That's a great call.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you imagine down here? Because you're always in a stuffy.
Our guys at Hemphill, we love them, and we don't respect the job they have to do, right?
You know what really sucks is when they got to go in the attic to fix something. Because if your house is hot without that AC, how hot you think that attic is?
Shower thought, Rockstar. On New Year's Eve this year, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 12, 31, 23. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
I like that.
Lance is underwhelmed by that one, Rockstar.
Or you guys does that excite you?
I mean, yeah.
Last one. Tip of the cap to the gumbo last night. Snoop Dogg is 60, or as we like to call it, 420 in dog years. Boom. Mind blown.
He's 420 in dog years.
Yeah,
He really is.
he really is. Think about that.
Wow. I can't believe he's not 60.
Snoop Dogg is 60.
No, he's not.
Okay.
He's
I'm not. I don't know if today is his birthday, but he's 60.
He's not 60.
Okay.
Snoop Dogg is 50 years old.
50.
Yeah.
Okay. When Snoop Dogg turns 60,
Okay.
he'll be 420.
I was going to say, I
dog
will
years.
bet you a stake right now that he is not 60.
Tell us
years old.
Snoop Dogg is 51, by the way.
Tell us about Odie's, and we'll get to save Rockstar. Save that tape for 9 years from now.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Remember when Jim was alive and he had this great moment?
Hey, before they were having to bathe Jim, he took showers.
Hey, tell us about Odie's, and we'll get to the big bold predictions.
Odie's Tavern, great place to go for lunch or dinner tonight. Live music on Fridays and Saturdays, and not only Crestline, you've got the Homewood location now on Oxmoor Road, right there at the T of Broadway in Oxmoor. Will Haver and his staff do such a fantastic job. Incredible food. Rodney Davis doing it for over 3 decades now. The award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches, including that Diablo sandwich, ice cold beer buckets full of the Bud Light. Stop into one of those 2 locations of Odie's Tavern.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Hey, Lance Taylor from The Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville.
IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy all under one roof. It's our friends at HydroLive. Mention Next Round at checkout. Save 20% off any service. HydroLive's got 3 locations, Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone. You've heard us rave about our friends at Legacy. Now I want to tell you about their everyday checking. How about this? No monthly fees, no minimum balance. One of the great perks, get paid 2 days early with direct deposit, instant issue debit cards, and there are some additional perks on top of that with the digital banking app. Absolutely love checking that. The official credit union of UAB, our friends at Legacy, dedicated service to education and healthcare industries for more than 60 years.
Want more of The Next Round? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast, The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
The wait is over. Tonale has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonale plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonale offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonale leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonale.
Make sure to start your day at nextroundlive.com. Get caught up on the latest podcasts and videos from the live daily show, plus specialty shows such as the Mystery Fifth Hour. You can also learn more about the whole staff at Double Down Media, find all of our social media feeds, see the latest videos from our YouTube channel and gaming channel, plus find other ways to consume the show like the Next Round mobile app, which you can download direct from the site via your iOS and Android device. Make nextroundlive.com your homepage and stay up to date with everything from us here at the Next Round.
All right, here's how it works, guys. 3 guarantees, 3 bold predictions for the upcoming football season. Some of you have emailed them to me, or you can do them in the chat room on all our video platforms, or you can do it on Twitter. Those are the only ways. Well, not the only ways. We'll take a phone call, too, if you want to get in that way, too, at 205-734-0923, 205-734-0923. Before Browns tells us about Moore's Marinade, I'll give you one already. Here's Bobby in today. He says, bold prediction number 1, Auburn goes 9-3 this year.
I mean, that's probably knocking on the door of Hugh Freeze Coach of the Year territory right there.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I would say that if Auburn's 9-3, here's your SEC Coach of the Year.
I don't disagree.
Yeah.
If they go 9-3 too, they're going to be one of your favorites to be in a college football playoff next year.
Alabama goes 9-3, according to Bobby. A 3-loss Alabama team.
I don't think that's going to get Nick Saban SEC Coach of the Year. It would also be very surprising. Yeah, I mean,
I've got one of my 3 guarantees involves Alabama.
If Auburn goes 9-3, I would imagine, Bobby's obviously counting the Iron Bowl as a win for Auburn, thus a loss for Alabama. And then you figure in where are the other losses. Do they lose at home to Tennessee, at Texas A&M, Texas at home? Yeah.
2 Texas schools.
Yep.
So they've got LSU.
No,
they got to go to Kentucky.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If you give the Iron Bowl a loss to Alabama, which is entirely possible, then 9-3 is very, very much in the picture.
And Bobby's 3rd guarantee, Jarquez Hunter's 70-yard game-winning touchdown versus Alabama, and the video clip highlight surpasses another Jarquez video as the most watched of 2023.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. And Bobby, to that degree, from what I'm told anyway, either way, all you end up seeing is Jarquez's ass. Either chasing him 70 yards,
his taillights,
or in the other video.
Dunaway was doing prep.
I had to know what they were talking about.
Moore's Marinade, Brownie.
Jimmy D, when you're grilling out this football season, make sure you use Moore's Marinade, but also don't forget their buffalo wing sauce. It adds the perfectly tangy flavor that will keep you licking your fingers even after the wings are gone. You can dip, you can drizzle, you can just slather Moore's buffalo wing sauce on everything you eat, like chicken, fingers, burgers, sandwiches, pizza, pasta, tacos, fries, and more. See why grill masters prefer Moore's Marinades and wing sauces. Visit mooresmarinades.com. That is mooresmarinades.com to get recipe ideas and grilling inspiration.
Okay, Mark writes in, guarantee Friday here. Alabama, LSU, and Texas A&M will all beat each other and finish in a tie for first place in the SEC West. There's complicated tiebreakers after that.
Yeah, I brought this scenario up weeks ago, and it would not surprise me at all if this plays out.
Because you think Texas A&M is much improved, Alabama's always good, and you think LSU wins the national championship.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think this is almost like 2011 when you had Alabama, LSU, and Arkansas. So just plug in Texas A&M.
Mark's second guarantee, the national champion will not be an SEC team. If not them, then who?
Big Ten.
I mean,
Michigan or Ohio
that's where
State.
I guess you could make an argument for an ACC.
I guess.
It's hard to make an argument for the Pac-12 just because of how much I think they'll eat each other.
Yeah, and I just, once the Pac-12 finally gets back there, are they good enough to win 2 games? I mean, that's the big deal. It's like TCU last year, unbelievable upset over Michigan, but once they got to that second game, it wasn't even close. Yeah. And I just don't know if you've got a ACC, a Big 12, or a Pac-12 team that can do that.
5 different teams will be ranked number 1 in the college football playoff rankings. That would give you the kind of chaos that you had back in, 2007, when 2-loss LSU was national champs?
Yeah.
Where you had so many different number 1 teams that ended up.
Yeah, that was when West Virginia had every opportunity to play for a national championship.
Right. So that's from Mark there. Bold predictions guaranteed. Friday rolls on. Some in the chat room already in the Vulcan Tire and Automotive chat room for great locations.
All right, let's start with Michael. Number 1, Bama O-line wins the Joe Moore Award. That is one of the consistent things we've heard coming out of fall camp, just from the people that are either there or whatever, that the Alabama offensive line looks completely different this year. It is back to that more physical offensive line that you hoped you would get when you hired Eric Wolford away from Kentucky. Number 2, and this is interesting, speaking of narratives coming out of Alabama camp, Jam Miller hits 1,000 yards. Now, he says that is rushing and receiving. Jam Miller is one of those names you've heard a lot about.
Yes, Jam Miller is one of those guys that I think was it you that said, do you think he leads the team in rushing? Or was it LT that you were raving about Jam Miller?
No, it was Aaron Suttles.
Suttles, that's right.
Yep. And number 3, Jimbo gets fired by season's end.
$77 million. Hard to swallow that by year's end.
It's a lot of money to pay.
Yeah, a lot of money to pay.
Goose, number 1, USC fails to win the Pac-12 in its final year in the Pac-12.
I'm not going to be surprised. Again, Pac-12 is going to be really good, really competitive this year.
Clemson misses the playoff again and loses 2 to 3 games. Boy, 2 to 3 though. That is hard to see. I mean, start finding losses for them if they lose to Florida State, obviously.
Well, it'd have to be Florida State, Notre Dame,
and South Carolina.
Yep. Or
but that
Florida
Notre
State,
Dame game,
Florida State, Notre Dame, and the ACC championship game again,
which probably at that case requires Florida State to beat them twice, and that is a heck of an accomplishment. If Florida State's got 2 dubs over Clemson,
really good defense at Florida State, underrated, and then Jordan Travis back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Clemson, I mean, it's not an easy opener. People will laugh at Duke. Duke is going to be really good. Mike Elko knows how to coach. Riley Leonard's got a lot of experience at quarterback. He's a dual threat kind of guy. Look, I think they win that game. They've got Florida State at home. At NC State's going to be really tough. Notre Dame's going to be a tough out. At South Carolina, it's going to be tough. I mean, I wouldn't be blown away.
That Duke game, I can't, and I'm not, this is not a shot at you, Lance. I'm genuinely saying I can never remember where we've all fallen on that game. It is Labor Day night.
Right. Oh, I'll be tickled to death to watch it.
No,
I think
be
it'll be competitive, but I don't think Duke's going to hold up against
I can't remember. So your official stance on that game, Lance?
Give me a MyBookie line.
Give me 2 seconds.
I would say Clemson right now is a 13.5-point favorite.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I think that's a touch high. I thought I remember hanging around 9 or 10. Am I wrong?
I think it would be slightly under 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Just because of brand.
Week 0 games tomorrow. As Brownie looks that up.
I got it. My book. Oh, it's 13. Clemson minus 13.
So he's right on 13, 13.5. In LT's head, you never make it right on the number. You always put a hook on.
That's right. Number 3, no conference doubles up the 4-team playoff. So that was from Goose, his final poll prediction.
To me, that's kind of bold.
It is very bold, actually.
Because I don't see the Big Ten and the SEC getting 2 in each, but to not see one of those 2 conferences get 2 in is hard to believe, because that would mean SEC, Big Ten, and then you've either got Pac-12, ACC, or Big 12.
Well, no, what that would mean in a bigger sense would be if I gave you Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Michigan, and Ohio State, and we'll throw Penn State in there, that of those 6, all top 10 teams, that only 2 of those 6 make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, so those 4 of those 6 do not make the playoffs.
Boy, those disappointed fan bases.
And those are really good teams. But Reese Davis said the same thing. He thinks 1 SEC, 1 Big 10, 1 Big 12, and 1 Pac-12 in their final year. By the way, we start tomorrow, the final year of the Pac-12 and the final year of the 4-team college playoffs. We go to 12 next year. 2014 to right now, how have you guys enjoyed the 4-team college football playoffs?
By the way, we're 27 hours and 25 minutes away from 2023's kick.
Yeah,
not that I'm counting.
Navy Notre Dame.
Yep,
first one out.
Will you be on the couch for that?
I will be. Yeah,
I'm going to try to make it out of here in the morning.
I hope,
that's very low probability.
If I leave tonight, I hope to have my sports room reconfigured and ready to go for the season.
Oh, so you're renovating?
No,
you guys adding seats?
No,
like Auburn?
I just do a in the temporary setup I'm in. Now that the interest rates are now even higher, great time to have sold my house and not have one right now.
Yeah.
So with interest rates even higher, so we're in our townhome a little bit longer. So another football season I never thought would be there. So I never did anything permanent.
Right.
So
so it's like when Arkansas joined the SEC and they had all those high school seats in the end zone. You're going to make it more of an SEC stadium.
And so I don't plan to be in there next football season.
Right.
So I'm going to go temporary again this year.
Yeah.
But this will be the third
the
third different season I've had up there, and it'll be the third different furniture
configuration. Yeah.
So now,
if there's one thing I learned about you, you always like to reimagine what it's going to look like.
So, Brian, you're staying down here. I would stay down here if USC was not on the Pac-12 network. I do not trust the Gulf Coast to be able to get the Pac-12 network.
Interesting.
Because when the Rams
you
played,
can say that about most places.
Yeah.
Really.
When the Rams played on Thursday night back in December when we were down here, I had to go to some off-brand bar off the strip. To find Amazon Prime. So I don't know if I can find Pac-12. But where will you watch games?
In my condo. RTD4, Alabama will lead the conference in yards per carry. A lot of people thinking Alabama's going to get back to a more physical run game.
Let's get back to that bowl prediction in a second. The way you answered that, you made it seem like you didn't have a condo, or that there was something up with your condo. There was a weird way you said in my condo.
Oh,
like
in my condominium.
Do you have like a huge house you're staying in? Is there a story behind it? Or are you like? Are you...
No, I was just asking, like, is he going to drag all the girls to Old River and be like, y'all get appetizers all day, take your time because
we're about to watch the Gamecocks.
Because they're going to watch Jack State, Utah.
We're about to get cocky.
I'll tell you, man. So
Sports Network. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find that.
When PT's is the only place that they didn't even have Sunday ticket. They had the big satellites.
Right.
And I've told you guys the story. I would drive back from Tuscaloosa to Birmingham, and my ex-wife would go with me, and she would eat crab claws and unsweet tea. And I would make her stay there for like 2 meals.
I love my family. My wife and my daughter's too much to do that to them.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna drag them to a sports bar to make them watch week 0 games.
Yeah, Maggie, we went 1 year. I think it was 2015. The week 2 schedule was horrible. The only good game was LSU, Auburn, Jordan-Hare. It was the one where Les Miles got fired after.
Right.
Was that 2015? Seems like it was. Whenever Les Miles got fired afterwards, we were down on 38. Maybe it was 2017. And
I think it was 2017.
She had convinced me week 2 that there were no good games, or week 3, whenever it was, but it was in September into the season. So that was the only thing. And I watched it at a Mexican bar watched that night game at Jordan-Hare Stadium. All the other games, I was on the beach during the day and, was keeping up with it, listening to some on my Sirius XM app, some game play-by-play. But she pitched that with the kids back in school. She's like, hey, I got this wonderful place on 30A for you and me for week 2. Is there any good games week 2? And I was like, baby, I'm sorry. I'm not going to the beach with you on week 2.
Yeah.
I go, you can go. You can take friends
no,
with
if
you.
this were an actual football season, I wouldn't do it. But on week 0, I mean, I'm just going to be in and out of games. I'm not going to camp out all day.
I mean, I don't disagree with you. Again, if USC wasn't playing tomorrow night, I would definitely stay down here and I would be sampling games all day.
Alabama will lead the conference in yards per carry.
Who is this again?
RTD4. He says that, and it is a conventional thought by a lot of people that Bama will get back to that more aggressive running.
Didn't somebody surprisingly lead the conference in rushing last year? Was it like Ole Miss?
Well, Judkins was surprising to actually lead the conference in rushing, yes.
But I think as a team they led.
Yeah, I'll tell you right
now.
Yeah, I've got it.
A 2-loss team makes the playoffs.
It's never happened, so
Never
that's
happened.
bold, and I don't think it'll happen this year either.
I'm trying to think of who the most likely would be.
I mean, if the SEC has 3 2-loss teams.
I'll give you this one. Here's a scenario for you. I hate doing scenarios, but I'll do this one since it's a guarantee Friday. LSU loses to Florida State. Florida State goes undefeated. LSU takes a conference loss but wins the SEC.
Then LSU.
Then a 2-loss LSU could easily.
Yeah.
That's a path.
Yeah.
But RTD4 says it will not be LSU because he says they'll go 9-3, so they would not be in the playoffs at that point.
Way to ruin the scenario.
I know. I appreciate that, RTD4. You
Okay,
can't
how about
predict what I'm
this?
going to say an hour ago.
How about this? Alabama loses to Texas. Texas wins the rest of their games. Alabama,
Yes, same scenario.
loses to somebody. LSU
Wins the conference still though.
still wins the conference and goes with a 2-loss.
Yeah.
So whoever wins the SEC is going to be in there to that point,
So
no matter how many losses.
Arkansas was 3rd nationally in rushing, and they averaged 5.4 yards per carry.
So Arkansas led the league in rushing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was yards per carry though, because Arkansas was 7th, right at 5 yards a carry.
Isn't that Ole Miss right there?
Yeah, that's what I said. No, Ole Miss was 3rd nationally with 5.4.
Oh, I thought you said Arkansas was 3rd nationally.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Arkansas was 7th.
Okay. All right. So when we come back, more of our bold predictions. The show being brought to you in part by our friends at Storm Restoration. And plenty of time to get those in. You can do it either emailing jim@nextroundlive.com, or if you're watching us on any of our video platforms, go ahead and jump in and do that. And you can do it on Twitter as well. We'll get over to some Twitter comments coming up in our next segment as well. Greg from Pell City wants to get on your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. Greg does it all over Central Alabama, one of the most respected roofing contractors in America, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, locally owned for over 20 years. He's known as Greg from Pell City right there on Facebook. You can contact him on Facebook too, or this is his cell number, 205-542-3531. 205-542-3531. His second favorite thing in the world, other than giving you a free no-cost roof inspection, is when you text that number right there during Dolphins game and say, "Ooh, is Tua in the tent?" That's his second favorite thing. Other than that, he loves to get on top of your roof and give you a free no-cost roof inspection. 205-542-3531. Greg from Pell City, Storm Restoration Roofing, back to not the Floribama, but across the street from the Floribama. We're at the Old River Grill Sports Bar. Great food, great place to watch the game starting tomorrow, week 0, down here in Orange Beach, Alabama, on the Next Round.
On Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call guttercapbirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about my friends at Michelson Laser Vision, located conveniently UAB Highlands. Almost 20 years ago, I went in for the procedure. Only took 12 minutes for both eyes. When I went in, I had 2200 vision. I was legally blind. Now I have 20/15 vision, still 19 years later. Make the call today. Schedule a hassle-free consultation, 969-8100. Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, Michelson Laser Vision. Make sure you tell them the Next Round sent you, 969-8100 or MichelsonLaserVision.com.
When the weather gets warm in the Deep South, there's nothing better than spending your days outside. Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. When you're outside, there are a couple of things you want to be certain about. Number 1, your yard looks the best it can. And number 2, you're not always swatting away those mosquitoes. My friends at Wayne's take care of both those things for me. And Wayne's is celebrating their 50th year. So right now, get $50 off your pest, your termite, your lawn, and your mosquito services. Visit callwaynes.com or call 866-WAYNES1.
You can win a Chevy Trail Boss pickup or your share of $25,000 in free play and cash at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. The more you visit, the more chances you have to win. Play the latest, most exciting games around with fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can be a winner too. Come win your share during the Trail Boss and $25,000 giveaway at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Drawings August 25th and 26th. Located off I-459, exit 31, Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older. Must be present to win.
No one does happy hour like Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference, we have everything from tequila cocktails and an extensive bourbon category to local craft beers and handcrafted whiskey cocktails. And don't forget about that 29-degree man-sized drafts. It's Twin Peaks at the Patton Creek Shopping Centers. If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com, for the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com.
Back to the Alabama Gulf Coast. LTD&B with you on the Next Round on this Friday, the final day before football season starts tomorrow, week 0, 1:30 NBC, and on Peacock if you're the streaming variety. Navy and Notre Dame. Every prediction model I come up with has it like Notre Dame 37-13. 40-13, 37-13.
I think the biggest thing, no matter how Notre Dame wins, what the score is seeing what Sam Hartman looks like. If Sam Hartman plays to the level he played at Wake Forest a lot, that's a playoff contender. I don't think there's any doubt.
Well, you've got a new play caller, so you wonder if they're going to be on the same page. You know, Sam Hartman is running a completely different offense under Gerard Parker, first-year offensive coordinator, because obviously Nick Saban hired away Tommy Rees. Do you guys even know who the Navy head coach is?
I can't say his name.
I do not.
I know it's not Coach Ken anymore, obviously.
Yeah. Ken was there 15 years, fired last year. Brian Newberry is the new coach.
Yeah. Is that the Brian Newberry, Lance?
The Brian Newberry.
Yeah, well, I mean,
I bet if you Googled Brian Newberry, he's not going to be the first one that comes up on Wikipedia.
Probably not.
I bet it's some kind of dude that was a professor at MIT.
Lead guitarist for Stryker.
Yeah. Lead British banker during World War II, Brian Newberry. Mercer, North Alabama tomorrow, 2:30 ESPN. UTEP, Jack State at 4:30 on the CBS Sports Network. Zion Webb was the quarterback I was talking about earlier. 7th year, has battled injuries at times, transferred in, but he is a dude that can change a game. Jack State and UTEP, and we've got a stake on it.
We do.
Tomorrow.
You know, UTEP, they've got a redshirt fifth-year quarterback coming back in Gavin Hardison, a guy that's got a lot of experience. Zion does have a lot of talent, but at the same time turns the football over, wasn't really consistent. You mentioned the injuries last year, but this is going to be interesting. I mean, Jack State was so good at the FCS level. Since 2014, 7 conference titles, and now they make their FBS debut. And a lot of people believe they win that game.
Curtis Rourke is back for Ohio. He is going to play. They're at San Diego State. I've said all along this will be the most well-played competitive game of the day. 6 o'clock on FS1. Ohio has a chance to win this game on the road at San Diego State. And but San Diego State's defense is good. Beautiful stadium. It'll be a good atmosphere for that one. Hawaii and Vandy. No reason to think Vandy won't dominate that game. 6:30 on the SEC Network. You got South Carolina State, Jackson State on ABC in prime time. San Jose State, USC, the 7 o'clock game on the Pac-12 Network. San Jose State wasn't bad last year. Now, they lost some people, as everyone does in college football, but that's not a horrible football team. They will not beat USC. To me, Brownie, it'll be how competitive can they make that? How can their veteran quarterback score some points maybe in that contest? In fact, let me give you his name. I think it's Chevan Cordeiro. Am I saying that right?
And so he's the kid that
Chevan Cordeiro.
He's the kid that started at Hawaii. And I remember watching his first game. I think it was against Arizona. And the kid looked good. But since then, he's transferred to San Jose State, and he's got a lot of talent. And it's just going to be really interesting. If USC wants to take that next step and get to a college football playoff, defense has got to be much better this year. They've got a lot of transfers coming in. Tom Luginbill, who joins all three of us, told me in my conversation on Spitting Lugs, he just doesn't believe USC's defense is there yet.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. And by the way, you can get what Lance is talking about at Disrupt the Media on YouTube, at Disrupt the Media. And we've got it podcasted everywhere you get our audio podcast as well. Monday Morning Live with Luginbill and Dunaway starts Monday at 7 a.m.
Live,
as the title of the show would indicate. And it is right there wherever you get the next round. That's what I was going to say about USC, though. I said I want to see how Sam Hartman plays for Notre Dame. For USC, to me, it's more about their defense. I want to see what their defense is. If they score 70 against San Jose State, it's not going to get my attention, right? I mean, I expect them to go up and down the field offensively. I just want to see them play some good defense.
Yeah, I think that's what I said earlier in the week or last week, that I don't care what USC does offensively.
Yeah.
San Jose State scores 24.
That's a problem.
There's a concern there for me. Also, FIU La Tech wraps up the day 8 o'clock on the CBS Sports Network. La Tech's quarterback is Hank Bachmeier. First time I saw Hank Bachmeier at Boise State, I thought to myself, this guy's going to be fantastic.
I'm trying to remember how the game went. Florida State was up big at half, I think, and everybody was talking about Kendall Browse, best play caller right now in college football.
It was me.
And then Boise State came rolling back, and it was Hank Bachmeier as a true freshman. Kid's got skills.
Well, I lost the stake on that one because I was all on Florida State. You liked Boise State for whatever the point spread was.
Back when I used to win stakes.
And I remember sitting there going, I mean, at halftime, it was like, this is unbelievable. This is the easiest steak I've ever won in my life.
Yeah, I think it was
back, baby.
Like 28-7 or something. I mean, they were smoking them at half, and then it literally was a tale of two halves.
It really was. Hank Bachmeier now at La Tech, and that's your Week 0 games. We'll get back to our bold predictions brought to you in part today by the great folks at Bromberg's LT. There's gift-giving things that happen all the time. Birthdays, wedding anniversaries, or if you want to pop the question with our friends at Bromberg's.
Yeah, they are your diamond specialists. Nothing like giving or getting that silver box from our friends at Bromberg's. Again, get into one of those two great locations, Mountain Brook at the Summit. You can also shop online. Check out the vast selection of watches. Go to brombergs.com.
Okay, so here we go. This is just one bold prediction. Carson Beck will be a bust. I have no idea why everybody's so high on an unproven quarterback that couldn't beat out Stetson Bennett last year. So two things in that: a lot of disrespect for Stetson Bennett and Carson Beck. I mean, couldn't beat out Stetson Bennett, a guy who did nothing but win games, play. I mean, was he the best quarterback in America? No. Good enough the Rams drafted him 3rd round, and he's not only is he going to make that roster, he's actually played pretty well in his preseason.
I mean, Les Snead, the general manager, and Sean McVay both believe he is going to be the future quarterback of the LA Rams. We'll see how that plays out. But go back to 2021, the beginning of the season, nobody had any confidence in Stetson Bennett. And the only thing I would say is, much like Alabama quarterbacks, Georgia quarterbacks find a way. And I think this might be the best playmakers that Georgia's had in a while on offense.
Remember, they brought in a couple of receivers because they were hurting in that room, real playmakers, including the kid from Missouri.
Yeah, Dominic Lovett, and he's going to be really good.
Yeah.
You got the best receiver from Mississippi State transferring in, the best receiver from Missouri transferring in. Ladd McConkey, say what you want, is a really good player.
He is. I've taken shots at him over the years, and they're unfair.
And Brock Bowers is obviously maybe the best player in college football.
And by the way, Heisman, the final Heisman odds before the season gets played from Caesars, and they are most exposed where bets have been placed at Caesars Sportsbooks by one player. It's Brock Bowers. That's where they're most exposed at 60-1. There's been a lot of play on Brock at 60-1 odds, and that's where, of all the players, that's where they would lose the most amount of money.
Brody has a bold. Oh, wait a minute. Caleb, a bold prediction. Not everybody gave 3, but we'll still give them 2. South Alabama goes undefeated in all caps and is this year's Group of 5 rep for the New Year's 6 Bowls. If they go undefeated, they will be the Group of 5 rep, I would think. But it also means they've beaten Oklahoma State and Tulane. They'd be 2 really good wins.
I was going to say, I mean, there's an outside shot. Just go with me here on this. That if they went undefeated with that schedule and the respect now of the Sun Belt, I mean, they would be in the conversation to get into college football playoff.
It's going to, I mean, it would take some chaos, yes. But
I mean, would you take an undefeated South Alabama over a 2-loss Big Ten or SEC champion? That's what it comes down to.
I don't know. The thing would be
anyway. They're not going undefeated.
I don't think so either. And it's how we love Kane Womack and John Summerall, the two Sun Belt coaches in the state of Alabama. The thing that the needle that used to you have to thread in the 12-team playoff, you don't anymore. Cincinnati did this though. You got to beat a big name team, and that big name team's got to be good.
That's right.
You can't beat a big name team on their crappiest year of all time.
Yeah, first off, as the Sun Belt, you probably need the American not to have a highly ranked team as well. So if you beat Tulane, they're on your schedule. That's one of the teams that is supposed to contend for the American. You would want really Tulane to win the American at that point and maybe not lose another game.
Yeah,
maybe just Ole Miss.
Yeah.
And they be 2-loss Tulane, win the American, and their losses are only to you and Ole Miss. And you're like, okay, so we've blocked the American.
That's right.
We probably blocked the Mountain West with our schedule. Boom, thank you. We'll take that New Year's Six bowl bid at South Alabama. More of your bowl predictions coming up as we move throughout the show here. Also coming in on Twitter, Lance's neighbor on Twitter writes in. All right. Lance Taylor's neighbor on X, I guess, is officially the thing now. LSU loses at least 3 games. We discussed this scenario, how tough their schedule is, how they potentially could be the team that ends up being unranked out of the top 10 at the end of the year to continue that tradition. Would take a lot, but it would start with a loss at Jordan-Hare Stadium at some point. A loss to Florida State in week 1 and then a loss to Jordan-Hare Stadium early on. And then that schedule, if you've lost those 2 games, easily could be 3, 4, or 5 losses.
Yeah, there's losable games, no doubt. 7-5 would be what it would take to get outside of the top 25. Just don't see Brian Kelly in year 2.
I don't either, but we've talked about it a lot in terms of this. That 5-game start for LSU is really fascinating.
Yep.
A lot of losable games. They could easily be 5-0. They could, if disaster strikes, be 2-3.
Also from Lance Taylor's neighbor on X, Alabama's quarterback finishes in the top 6 in Heisman voting. That's not a seat in New York, but top 6 in Heisman voting. Jay Barker was top 10, maybe even top 4.
Jay was in New York.
Yeah. So top 4 for Jay.
So if that happens, Alabama does win the SEC. They're back in the college football playoff. I don't see that happening, but we'll see.
And his third one is Ohio State and Michigan both missed the playoff. Takes a lot for that to happen.
Boy, it does. It'd be a good year for Penn State, probably. I mean, if you're Penn State, you would take that right now, sight unseen, because it probably means
you beat both of them.
You beat both of them, and you're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely. Thank you, Lance Taylor's neighbor there on X. There's 1 hour of bowl predictions. A couple more hours going as we look out over the beautiful blue water of the old river.
Man.
The old river right here on Odo Island.
River.
Bracketed on each side by a bay and a coastal waterway right across the street from the Gulf.
Never knew it was a river.
Never knew.
Yeah. God, do we have any more aerials? Can we do another aerial when we come back?
I guarantee you Scott Forrester can do that. He's the best in the business.
Get that drone out one more time when we come back. At the top of the hour, the show being brought to you by our friends at Gutter Cap. Tell us about Gutter Cap.
Yeah, call C-Stu today. Again, way too hot to be getting that ladder out. You've worked all week. The last thing you want to do is clean the gutters out. Make the phone call that I made more than 2 decades ago, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. Again, Gutter Cap is a patented aluminum cover system. It fits over most existing gutters. It will keep all debris out. You'll never have to clean the gutters again. It's back with a lifetime warranty. Call for a free estimate, 205-823-2212 or guttercapbirmingham.com.
Do it, Rockstar. Back in a moment.
Follow Dunaway on Twitter and Instagram at Jim Dunaway.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
The Next Round store is live and loaded. Check out the latest logo t-shirts and hoodies. Get your favorite team colors, the Next Round flag shirt, or grab the popular Y'all Can Have the Rest t-shirts. Go to nextround.store. That's nextround.store.
When the weather gets warm in the Deep South, there's nothing better than spending your days outside. Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. When you're outside, there are a couple of things you want to be certain about. Number one, your yard looks the best it can. And number two, you're not always swatting away those mosquitoes. My friends at Wayne's take care of both those things for me. And Wayne's is celebrating their 50th year. So right now, get $50 off your pest, your termite, your lawn, and your mosquito services. Visit callwaynes.com or call 866-WAYNES-1.
If you're looking for a fun golf atmosphere that is laid back with a peaceful environment, the Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280, is perfect for you. Just a short drive from Birmingham, this 18-hole, 200-acre track with rolling fairways and ample greens is the definition of peacefulness of the country just miles from the city. Enjoy a great lunch before your round and a cocktail on the wraparound porch after 18. Come see us today. The Meadows Golf Course in Harpersville, right off of Highway 280.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who miss the fairway all day and still pull out the big stick, the type of guys who will always prefer to be behind the grill than in front of the camera, and the men who never let their friends forget about a high school nickname. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Start your day online at nextroundlive.com. Get all the latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. And it's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. Are you faced with unexpected medical expenses? You want to update your backyard? Or you just want that dream vacation? Ryan Brown here from The Next Round. Legacy Credit Union can help with lifestyle loans. Legacy Lifestyle loans do not require collateral, and they have affordable low rates. See more about Legacy Lifestyle loans online at legacycreditunion.com or simply stop by one of the 9 branches in the greater Birmingham area. Legacy, the official credit union of UAB.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Ford. Before the toe meets the leather to start week 0 of college football, one more time the show rolls down for the sea wind and salt to hit our skin. The blue of the Gulf mixed with that beautiful sugar sand of the Gulf Coast and the Floribama, intertwined in a conversation about America's sport. Right here at America's best beaches, Gulf Shores, Orange Beach, Alabama. Welcome back to The Next Round.
Along with the coach and Kirk Heinrichs.
There's the look here at the Old River Grill. Glad to have you in here. Ready. It's the only thing I like doing. When we used to do those pregame shows on CBS 42, they'd have bump shots.
Oh, the scene setter.
And that was my favorite part.
Yeah.
And I'd build them into it. As one person said earlier this morning, Forrester, I used to make it complicated. Difficult. What was the word?
I think I said Lance Dunaway sulked for 2 hours after this.
You said what? What was the phrase?
I was talking to Forrester about something. These Dunaway, I mean, they look fantastic. I'm not trying to take a shot at the what do they call them? Bump shots that Forrester is using coming back at the top of the hour, the aerials, to show where we are at Floribama. And in typical Dunaway fashion, Scott says, "Hey, I've got we've procured some aerials to use to show where you guys are." And Dunaway says, "How many?" And Scott's like, "I don't know." And Jim says, "Hey,
are they good?
Can Scott hear me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Dunaway's going to complicate it, Scott." And Jim, of course, got his feelings hurt.
I wanted 10 different.
He wanted 10 different ones.
Oh my God!
They come back from every break.
It is the standard Dunaway. Like, you can't give the guy anything good without him wanting 15 more.
I don't know why you can't use the same one coming back every time.
You could have, and Scott had 3. I mean, Scott had gone above and beyond.
Let me ask you this, Brown: how many different drone shots does the Masters use over a 4-day weekend?
Oh, probably 5 or 6, and they've got a CBS budget.
That's not true. They used it. It's usually live.
It seems like the same one every time.
You know what they got? at the Masters, and you'll want Scott to do this at some point. They got that drone that flies down through the creek. I love that.
Yeah.
It's like
Hey,
it's gonna hit a tree limb at some point.
So which gym is more high maintenance, Nance or Dunaway?
It's Dunaway.
It's Dunaway. Yeah,
It's Dunaway.
Even Dunaway says it's Dunaway.
It's always the least talented, complicated one.
This is the most
that's
high
me.
maintenance.
Okay.
I'm least talented.
But he does take a picture of his toast, right?
He does.
Yeah, I think he says that's urban legend.
At my Waffle House today, I did ask for my waffle to be dark, please. I'd like
He
a
did.
little crunchy.
But to your credit, when she brought it, you complimented her and said she did it right.
Did it perfectly.
Did you get peanut butter on it?
I did not.
So I asked this question going to Waffle House this morning. Did they serve pancakes?
No.
It was Waffle House.
Well,
IHOP serves
yeah,
pancakes.
but it's not Bacon House. They serve bacon.
What?
No, I mean, I just looked at the menu today and I confirmed that they
Well,
don't have pancakes.
I mean, yeah, okay, well,
I mean, why wouldn't they?
I mean, technically, I think you could take that waffle batter, throw it on that grill over there, and turn it into a pancake.
Okay,
No
let me
doubt.
ask you guys this: does IHOP have waffles?
Oh, I think they do.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Yeah,
That's the International House of Pancake.
Well, it is.
Yeah, I
That's
see.
a well play point.
I see what you're saying there. Hey, the show being brought to you in part by JohnsonRVCenter.com. We're about to tell you about Johnston RV, but Nick Johnson, big Alabama fan up there. The two locations. You got an Alabama stat that you.
Oh no, I wanted to bring this up because one of the bowl predictions earlier was somebody said Alabama would lead the conference in yards per carry, right?
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah. And believe it or not, Alabama last year, I think they were 30th overall in rushing yards, but they were number one in the conference with 5.55 yards per carry.
Which
they seem like they sucked at running. the
well,
ball
I
last year.
mean, what was your confidence level on Alabama getting 3 yards when they needed it?
Not good.
Pretty low.
Yeah.
I mean, so while that stat may be true, I think the truth of the stat is if it was 3rd and 3, you wanted Bryce Young throwing the football. And Alabama there have been times where you were fine with either give it to Najee Harris or let Tua Tagovailoa throw it, or, hand it off to Damian Harris or let Jalen Hurts throw it.
I bet
last year you wanted Bryce Young throwing it.
Tommy Reese 3rd and 3 this year, 75% they're running the football.
It's a big number.
I mean, I would.
Well, I mean,
Bryce Young at quarterback, a guy that completes 70% of his passes, I'd rather be throwing the football.
Yeah.
The show brought to you by JohnsonRVCenter.com, and we'll get back to the bowl predictions.
Cherokee is the number one selling brand in the country, the number one selling brand in the state of Alabama as well. And no surprise, Johnston RV Center is the number one Cherokee dealer in the state. They got travel trailers like the Cherokee Gray Wolf and the Alpha Wolf. They got fifth wheels like the Cherokee Arctic Wolf, toy haulers like the Wolf Pack. All of this starts at $199 a month. $199 a month at Johnston RV Center. You know how we love the military on this show, both active duty and retired military. If you have served our country, we are so appreciative that you make it the best country in the entire universe. And it is without debate that it's the best country in the entire universe. Johnston RV Center feels the same way. They give you great discounts there. I-65 exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur. Always online, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
What's their number 2 country?
Who?
You.
Number 2 country in the universe, and it's well accepted. The United States is number 1.
Okay, got that.
I'm all about American exceptionalism.
Not going to deny that.
Number 2.
Like if you had to live in another country, where would you guys go? Think I would go to Europe.
That is not a country. That is a continent.
No, but I'm saying one of the countries: Sweden, Switzerland,
south of France,
Belgium.
Yeah.
I'd hate to go to Europe because at some point there's a good chance in the future the Americans will have to come back and save their ass again.
Right. Make it 3 for 3.
Yeah. I think I'd just go Canada. They've always been a nice northern neighbor to us.
It's too much cold weather.
Yeah. I still could watch American sports up there.
Yeah.
Open border.
So Dunaway goes from America to America's hat.
Yeah, I think I would go Toronto, Montreal, or Vancouver.
No, thank you.
I think I would go
Vancouver would be kind of cool.
Vancouver, yeah.
It's
Montreal,
beautiful.
a lot of French speaking.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
speak
true.
French.
So it would be America, Canada.
I think Italy be good.
Yeah, America, Canada, heaven. That's it for me.
America,
If I can-
Canada. Well, you
yeah.
are moving in that direction.
If I can't,
Does heaven have a flag?
do they get ESPN Plus? That's all I can.
I bet the Pac-12 network's not on in heaven.
No.
Terry writes in. Oh, Terry.
God punished them for that too.
That's right.
Your conference is done.
He said, I can't watch games. We're out.
You're putting games on I can't even watch. and you're not leaving a hole in your stadium. Here's Terry's from Twitter or X, however you're calling that these days. Arkansas gets over the 6.5 win total.
I agree. I think Arkansas is a 7 or 8 win team. KJ Jefferson is legit. And Rocket Sanders is really good. Kentucky beats Florida and Tennessee at home, and the Dogs on the road, says Terry.
So Kentucky is in the playoff contention. He's got Kentucky beating Tennessee, Georgia, and who?
Dogs on the road.
So their only loss
Florida,
would be
Alabama. Yeah. And then they would get potentially a rematch with them in Atlanta. I'll tell you what, boy, if it's Kentucky, and by the way, Kentucky's probably got a massive basketball game that day.
Oh, North Carolina.
Yeah, it's probably North Carolina.
No, it is. Every SEC championship, they schedule it because they know we're not going to be in Atlanta.
We'll be there.
But where do you think their fans go?
Is the game at Rupp?
Yeah.
If it's at Rupp, well, Rupp will be full. I mean, 100%. No,
if I'm a
Rupp
Kentucky fan, I want to see history.
Rupp will be packed to the rafters. Now, they would have fans in Atlanta, no doubt.
Terry's third guarantee is your 4 playoff teams are Michigan, Texas, Florida State, LSU.
That's a fun playoff.
Yeah, it really is. Only one of those teams would be first timer though.
And that would be Texas.
Yep.
I had to think about those for a second. John G writes in, Georgia doesn't win the championship.
Has that become a bold prediction now?
It is.
I mean, I guess it is.
They've won 2 in a row. Georgia doesn't win the championship. USC doesn't win the Pac-12 or whatever it's going to be now. And Colorado does win more than 3 games.
Well, I think 3 or 4 is the number for Deion.
I just look on our screen. Forrester, sometimes I don't know what he's doing back there.
Well, what is it?
He's got no cover up.
Did you see Lunsford's post, by the way?
No, so
yeah.
Forrester kills me.
Yeah. That's the sign of a good team. At any time there's a loose ball, somebody's got to cover it up.
It's got to get on that ball.
Jake writes in his 3 guarantees. South Carolina will finish 2nd in the East. Thoughts?
Okay, if that does happen, Shane Beamer's going to get opportunities.
Right.
But so you've got an SEC job. There's only 16 of them.
Yeah, and by the way, the math changes for Shane Beamer too if they win the East. What's that contract extension going to look like?
He's probably $8 million a year.
I mean, where is he going to go?
Yeah. That was going to be my point.
Yeah.
And you can do things at South Carolina nobody's done. Now, Spurrier did win 11 games in 3 consecutive seasons, which is incredible. But South Carolina's never won a championship.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't see them ever winning one.
I kind of agree with you on that.
Colorado will go bowling.
That would Deion is your coach of the year.
Yeah, boy, if he gets them to a bowl at 6-6 with that schedule.
Yeah, I mean, again with that schedule,
toughest the Pac-12's been in ages.
Yep.
And Florida State wins the Atlantic Coast Conference, the ACC.
I don't know if that's bold. I think it's almost 50-50 for most people. I think Clemson bounces back this year, but I've said that for I think 3 straight years now.
Bold predictions as we roll on today, being brought to you in part by Michelson. More from Michelson in the second. Andrew trying to look into the future. Bama is no better than 3rd in the West. Well, Andrew, I don't like you already.
Wow.
Pac-12 doesn't have a team finish in the top 10.
I find that hard to believe.
Well, it is hard to believe, but it is also possible when you consider how much, again, that they can beat up on one another.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you've got a bunch of 9 and 3s,
yeah,
you're probably outside the top 10. But I think one of these teams will win 10 games.
And Andrew's final one, which is an interesting discussion we should have had in the offseason, and maybe we have it next week again. But one of the 4 don't return next year: Saban, Smart, Day, or Harbaugh.
I mean, the only possibilities of the bookend, Saban and Harbaugh. I don't see a scenario where Smart or Day, they're too young.
Yeah, I would agree.
And they've got incredible jobs. They've got better jobs than you can get in the NFL. There's not a better job. The Dallas Cowboys, name any organization. Bill Belichick retires. The New England Patriots. I would rather be Georgia or Ohio State's coach.
I'm 100% with you on that. That kind of sounds crazy, but I don't know the NFL opportunity you could give Ryan Day or Kirby Smart to make them leave.
Yeah, and you just don't have that control.
Well, yeah, I mean, by and large, they're going to get a team that was so bad they fired their coach. Right. I mean, rarely are you going to get a Bill Belichick walking away.
Which even if doesn't have a good quarterback.
Right. I was about to say, even if Bill Belichick walks away, this is one of the worst times to take over as the Patriots coach.
Let me ask you this. If either Smart or Day had an opportunity to coach, let's just say the Rams end up getting Caleb Williams #1. But they know the Rams have got the number 1 overall pick, and you've got your quarterback of the future.
Maybe. I mean, I said this like for Nick Saban several years ago when they were still talking about him maybe going to the NFL. If I were Nick Saban, I would not take an NFL job. Now, Saban will not because he's, going to finish at Alabama. But several years ago, I used to say, if I'm Nick Saban, I would not take an NFL job unless that team had a proven Super Bowl quarterback, like a quarterback that had been to the Super Bowl. And people are like, Brown, those jobs don't come open. I'm like, exactly.
Right.
I'm not going to take a job if I'm Ryan Day or Kirby Smart where I got to draft a quarterback. I'm going to take a job where I have an NFL a Super Bowl caliber quarterback already on my roster that is starting for me. Right.
If I'm leaving the kind of job,
if I'm leaving those kind of jobs, I'm going to take a job where I know I've got a Patrick Mahomes, I've got a Joe Burrow, I got somebody like that. Yeah. I'm not going to gamble. I'm not going to leave Ohio State or Georgia to gamble on a quarterback actually making it in the NFL. Yeah. It's the biggest gamble in sports.
It is. So you don't even know who to pick in the draft.
I know exactly.
Now you got to live with one. And they fire you so quickly in the NFL. Michelson Laser Vision bringing you our Guaranteed Friday. Tell us about our friends at Michelson.
Yeah, make the phone call that I made more than 20 years ago now. 205-969-8100. I was wearing the contacts. I was wasting money each and every year on contacts and solution. Make the call that I made. I've got 2015 vision, better than 2020. 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy. Tell her the next round sent you. They'll hook you up with a hassle-free consultation. 0 to lose to find out if LASIK is right for you. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
Singular bold prediction from Brody, and it's bad news if true. Bama doesn't pass for more than 3,000 yards as a team this year. That's a low number in college football this day and age.
Yeah, I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think they passed for last year?
Well, I mean, Bryce Young was incredible. I'd say 32, 3,300.
Oh, is that it?
3,700. Well, I'm trying to remember.
It's got to be.
I was saying it was 4,100.
Just tell me. Why don't you just tell me? Don't make me guess.
Oh, damn, dude. I'm totally off. 3,600 yards last year.
Oh.
So maybe he's right.
Then, hey, that sounds surprise me.
Yeah.
Lance.
That makes what Will Rogers does look really impressive.
Doesn't it?
Lance threads the needle here. Auburn has 2 conference losses and still wins the SEC West. And one would almost have to be Georgia at that point then, an East loss.
Well, and that's definitely Hugh Freeze is your national coach of the year.
He'll get to that in a moment. Ashford takes over starting job by week 3. So
wow,
he's threading this weird needle. That Peyton Thorne doesn't work out. Ashford takes over and they still win the West. And then, of course, if all of that happens, is number 3, Hugh Freeze is your SEC Coach of the Year.
Interesting. This guy says you say his name right all the time.
Who?
This name right here.
G. Curbo?
Yeah. So G. Curbo's the way you go?
That's the way I go.
Yeah.
It's the only way I can figure it out.
So it's not Jerkerbo?
I don't think it is Jerkerbo. I don't know why you're adding
Well, let me ask you, if the G wasn't there, what would you say?
Curbo.
Curbo.
Yeah, so G. Curbo.
Yeah.
G. Curbo. Auburn goes 10-2. Bama goes 9-3. Jack State goes 8-4. That's his 3 bowl predictions. Let's do Rockstar's viewing menu, brought to you by New Life Art. LT will tell us about New Life in a second. But Rockstar, what are you watching tonight, man, other than NFL exhibition football on CBS and the NFL Network?
Hey guys, we're doing a little work here.
Yeah, there's something I probably should have told you guys in the break. They're doing it might be unveiled.
Yeah. We don't want to tell them what it is.
Yeah, there might be an unveiling. We got a little construction going on there at Disrupt Media Studios. Okay. And I should have told you all that in the break. I'm sorry. My apologies, but Rockstar can.
Is that Rockstar standing at LT's?
No.
Nope.
So we can work through this. Rockstar, what are you currently watching?
So in theaters tonight, Gran Turismo comes out. Teenager John Mardenborough wins a series of Nissan-sponsored video game competitions and becomes a professional race car driver. This is based on a true story. It stars Hopper from Stranger Things. I don't know his acting name, but
that would be David Harbour.
There you go. David Harbour's in this bad boy. And then in theaters, a new movie from Liam Neeson. You guys Liam Neeson fans?
I like him in Schindler's List and The First Taken, and in the probably even better than his acting in Schindler's List. The best acting Liam Neeson ever does is when he's pitching the idea to Ricky Gervais for the improv thing. Rockstar, you've seen that video, haven't you?
Yeah, it's from I don't know if it's from Extras or it's from something from it's from Warwick Davis's biography, Life Short. Life's too short. And
Yeah,
I haven't seen it.
Oh,
Oh,
you've
it's
never
great.
seen that video?
I do like Liam Neeson. I think he's too old for these parts.
I am willing to say, Rockstar, it might be. I mean, I might laugh at that video more than I laugh at anything, and I can watch it at any point and always laugh at it. He's in Ricky Gervais's office pitching an idea for an improv, and Liam Neeson is so dry and straight, and it is hysterical. I don't know, Rockstar, how they kept it together. It is so hilarious.
Ricky has a hard time keeping it together. But speaking of which, this new movie from Liam Neeson is called Retribution. Tell me if you love this plot. While driving with his 2 kids, a man receives a phone call from an unknown assailant who claims there is a bomb in the car. Unable to exit the vehicle, he must now follow a series of twisted instructions while trying to figure out how to survive.
Sounds like Speed.
No, it does not.
Sounds like
this is kids.
Sounds like Taken and Speed combined.
Poor Liam. That's all he does is these action films, and that's what you got tonight. This is a Friday. We are still currently on strike.
Yeah, that's true. Key reminder from Rockstars. He does the view video.
Rocky, thank you so much. And Brown had not shared anything with me. I apologize if that somehow made your life more complicated. We are 1 day away from the start of the college football season, week 0 tomorrow. That was Rockstar's Viewing Menu, brought to you by our friends at New Life Art.
Yeah, and our friend artist Daniel Moore has announced that masterwork in oils legacy continues. This sequel to Moore's 1992 sold-out painting, The Crimson Legacy, features iconic moments and memorabilia from the last 30 seasons of Tide football. Don't miss your opportunity to own this lasting tribute, sure to be cherished by Bama fans for years to come. You can order right now, DanielMooreArt.com. That's DanielMooreArt.com.
Back in a moment.
Call the Next Round now at 205-734-0923.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about our friends at Gutter Cap. Gutter Cap's that patented aluminum cover system that fits over most existing gutters to keep out debris and eliminate that gutter cleaning. It's backed with a lifetime warranty, almost 20-year service record right here in Birmingham. Stay off that dangerous ladder forever. 45% off the retail price now if you call GutterCapBirmingham.com. Call my good friend Chris Stewart now, 205-823-2212. Cap it, don't snap it. It's Gutter Cap. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Hey, Ryan Brown here from the Next Round. Do you want to help pay for my kids' college and look great while you're doing it? You need to go to the Next Round store. Everything from hats to short sleeve and long sleeve t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, zip-up hoodies, and much more. And we're adding new things all the time. Why would you not want to see my kids get a great college education and look great out in the public while you're doing it? Get the gear we wear all the time on the show, and there's only one place to get it. NextRound.store. That's NextRound.store.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items, and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, and compression therapy, all under one roof. It's our friends at Hydra Live Therapy. IV therapy treatments are packed with nutrients to increase energy, reduce stress and anxiety, and boost your immune system, and more. If you mention the Next Round at checkout, save 20% off any service. You can join the IV League today. Members are rewarded with deep discounts. Make sure you ask about that. Hydra Life Therapy open 7 days a week. Homewood, Tuscaloosa, and coming soon to Greystone.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Back with you at the Old River Grill, right next to the Floribama Yacht Club, across the street from the Floribama, down here in Orange Beach on a beautiful blue sky day. Again, another perfect weather day. Just a few fluffy clouds in the sky here, but perfect day. I can see the American flag across the river here blowing at one of the nice homes, sort of the wind blowing towards the coastline over there. So a swirling wind as we get ready to kick off football season here, and looking forward to 3 more NFL exhibition games tonight and then the week 0 games tomorrow. We'll continue all of our Guarantee Friday show with your 3 bold predictions. We look forward to doing this every year. We're talking through what's going to happen this college football season. It feels like almost every big storyline that happens during college football, somebody came up with it on this day in years past, and we'll save these and remember these throughout the offseason. Jason writes in, Bama will unfortunately go 10-2 in the regular season. Georgia will not win the national title, and the SEC team will not win the national title. Those are his 3 bold predictions. And before LT tells us about Dr. B, Will writes in, Bama leads the SEC in rushing. South Carolina finishes 2nd in the East, and Georgia loses 2 games. So there's some more love for this Alabama rushing attack that we're being sold is going to be really good this year.
Guarantee Friday is right. They'll run the down ball. People are going to have a year, aren't they?
Boy, I think it is really tough to predict who's Alabama's leading rusher is going to be. I mean, Jace McClellan's got the experience, but everybody's hyping up Jam Miller. Everybody's talking about the physical potential of Justice Haynes.
100%. Yeah. Nothing more potential than LT's hair as it continues to grow. It is now 114% stronger and better.
That sounds right. Yeah. It's doubled in thickness since I first went to see Dr. Beckenstein back in 2021. Make the phone call that I made. Schedule that consultation, 205-319-0316. For more than 20 years, women and men have turned to Dr. Beckenstein for a range of cosmetic and reconstructive procedures. He will use that experience, his advanced training and genetic testing to help his patients fully understand the procedures they are considering. Call Dr. B today, 205-319-0316. Again, I do the non-invasive treatment on the couch, watching TV 3 times a week for 30 minutes. That's it. The hair is more than doubled. T3hair.net for more information.
NH3425 in our annual Guarantee Friday show, Georgia loses to either Auburn, Tennessee, or Florida. Tennessee is in November in Knoxville. I think anybody that looks at Georgia's schedule says that appears to be the toughest game on the schedule.
Yeah.
Because of when it falls.
Okay, let me ask you guys this. Just big picture thinking. Does the game that usually looks like the toughest game for Georgia every year, does it end up being Georgia's toughest game?
Their toughest game last year was Missouri.
Right, and nobody said that when they looked at the paper.
You wouldn't have said it. If you're Missouri, you don't say it.
And there's one year like it was maybe it was 2017. It was going to be Kentucky up in Commonwealth Stadium.
They won by like 21.
Yeah. The toughest game on Georgia's schedule never really looks like it's going to be the toughest game. It's one of those that sneaks up on them. Is anybody saying South Carolina is going to be a tough game for Georgia?
It comes early. I mean, it's their first conference game.
And it's in Athens.
It is in Athens, but I talked about this, and Luganville made a good point. I talked about this on Ball with Tom Luganville, which you can get at Disrupt the Media on YouTube. And by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, all you got to do is click on the show description, and Lunsford and Tyler and Scott have done a good job about getting all the YouTube channels in there. If you just click on today's show description, on the YouTube video, you can find all the YouTube channels and go subscribe and set alerts for all those. Give thumbs up like we always ask you to.
Well, let me make a call to action right here.
A call to action for Jim Dunaway.
If anyone is watching us right now, or those that are watching us right now, because we know you are, go ahead at some point today before football starts and go and subscribe to every one of those channels for us.
Yep. Disrupt the Media, War Down Pods, Roll Tide Pods, all those. It's right there in the description.
Just do that for us, and that helps gets the ball rolling.
But I made the point to Luganville with Carson Beck. And now he's played 11 games, but they open with, and I don't have it in front of me, but it is UT Martin and I think Ball State. And then it's South Carolina. And South Carolina is not the best team in the SEC, but how fast do you think that defense is going to look in comparison to Ball State and UT Martin? And Luganville's point is, you're right, but he has seen the best defense in America anytime he's gone ones versus ones. And in fact, anytime he's gone ones versus twos, he's seen a better defense at Georgia than he'll see from UT Martin or Ball State. So he's like, I get what you're saying, but just his practice should have prepared him for that moment, even though it will be a fast forward when he gets there.
Are you surprised that Beck is not in the top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of Heisman odds? Just because he's the quarterback in a team that's gone back to back and they're number 1 in the country?
I'm not surprised. I mean, again, Stetson Bennett wasn't even, I mean, maybe after the Oregon game last year, but we never mentioned Stetson Bennett as a Heisman contender.
More of your bold prediction. This coming in from Twitter or X at Next Round Live. Jimbo separated there was a space. My bad. Jimbo gets fired mid-season. Again, that is a $77 million commitment.
Well, you're going to talk about a disaster mid-season with Petrino. Does Petrino take over as the interim? What happens, Lance, if Petrino takes over as the interim? He turns them completely around. They make him the head coach. You become an Aggie.
One of my 3 guarantees has got a little Texas A&M.
You become an Aggie at that point.
Scoots continues. Jimbo gets fired midseason. LSU has a terrible season. He doesn't describe what terrible is. And Alabama wins the West. That's from Scoots there with his 3 guarantees. Mickey, I'm not going to count the number of letters you hear, but I believe you must be a ex-Blue guy because you have a lot of letters. He writes a book. After an amazing run of correct predictions, Jimmy Landmine will become known as Jimmy Goldmine.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Grant the T-shirt, Lunsford.
9 stakes up.
Jimmy Goldmine.
Yeah. We got one on the line tomorrow. I think tomorrow will set the tone for the season.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're in a good spot.
If Jack State gives 3.5, I mean, I'm giving 3.5 more than the line, right?
In fact,
the line's at 1 right now.
Yeah, the line's at 1, but I like where you are right now.
You like my Gamecocks?
Yeah.
Ryan Brown will go an entire show without interrupting Lance or Jim.
It's a shot at me right there from Mickey.
Yeah.
We all interrupt each other, but I guess I do it worse.
That's why there's 3 of us talking.
I know.
So it's impossible not to.
And then Rockstar. So, yeah.
I will go ahead and tell you, though, Mickey, 2 things. One, we embrace the interrupt. Despite radio geekdom back in the day who would tell us not to interrupt each other, there's a sense of urgency with the way we have a conversation. I don't know how you and your friends do it, but we the way we do this show is like when we have conversations, and if Brown is making a point and I can add to the conversation, I usually jump in and interrupt him and try to make it better, and I think it adds energy to the show.
But I get it. I mean, it's a legitimate complaint. I'm not going to get all wound up about it. And number Friday, and I'm at the beach.
And number 2, I think I interrupt people more than anybody on the show for that reason, to keep the energy of the show. And number 3, Dunaway will go an entire show without saying something that makes the crew and audience cringe.
Impossible.
Not going to happen.
When that happens, it's time to shut the door.
Yeah, that's right. Let's just go out of business.
So we've got amphibians dropping from the sky.
Let's do a fire sale.
It is time to shut the doors at that point. All right. Bold predictions continue on today as we get ready. Trash will happen, but the lounge will not, because our buddy Rockstar continues to rehab that voice. And we've got some stuff happening back there that we'll tell you about on Monday.
That looks good, by the way.
Back in the Double Down Media
I'm
area.
excited. One of the reasons we're here at the Floribama is we're doing a little construction up at Disrupt Media, and you will have the evidence of that, hopefully that entire project on Monday.
Hopefully.
Well, you never know. I mean, technical things happen.
As we do on our show, we put a lot of faith in a lot of people who have supported us, and we do things right up to a deadline.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. We're deadline driven.
How's your margarita?
Margarita's fantastic. Who made this margarita?
Oh,
the Floribama
margarita.
Adam made the
Thank you, Adam.
Good job, Adam. Hey, real quick, I want to address this. Andrew, and he is not the first person to say this. I am interested in your read on this because I do have an opinion on it. He says, man, I listened to Coach Saban with you guys yesterday, and he sounds super tired. I'm choosing to believe that it's because he's been chewing out guys all day. Makes you wonder, though. He is not the first person to say this to me.
Everybody's saying it.
No, let me tell you. Okay, go ahead.
Don't interrupt me, Jimbo. We don't need urgency right here. We're talking about Nick Saban. No, I'm kidding with you. You know that. I didn't notice him being any different. Now, listen, most of the time when we have Coach Saban on, he joins us on video.
Yeah.
And there is a different energy. It's why we like doing as many guests as we can on video.
Yeah.
Because there is a different energy on video than on the phone.
Okay.
And because of some of the projects that are going on back at Disrupt Media, we were disrupted from doing that and couldn't do that. So he was with us on phone, and I do think there is a different energy there. But he's been on us with phone a lot, on the phone a lot. Jim, I'll let you go in a minute.
Well, I've got the answer.
Okay, Jim, why don't you just interrupt me?
Well,
Tell me the
it's
answer
very
for
quick.
urgency
You're giving a
purposes.
long answer. It's because he
you've
was
never
on,
done that.
He was on the phone, and in this situation, he is either out of a meeting or watching tape.
Idiots on the phone. Tape.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't have to look at anybody. There's nobody else in the room, and it's a very quiet situation, and he's by himself. There's no energy in the conversation. We're not dealing with him in person. Did he sound different yesterday than normal? Yes. Is he 71 years old? Yes. But I think the stamina debate after the conversation with us is a non-factor, because I think it was just because of the setting that it was on the phone in a quiet situation that he was having with us. I would also add that I thought he was, of all the conversations we have with him, you can get varying degrees of Nick Saban. I thought he was in a really good mood, which tells me a lot of good things are going on in Nick Saban's life right now.
Yeah,
when it comes to football.
I think he likes this team, and Nick Saban's always liked to challenge.
Right.
And I think with everybody like picking against Alabama coming up in my 3 guarantees here in a little bit, I think he kind of likes the spot he's in right now.
I mean, I will say this. I don't know that anybody's ever kept track of this, but I don't know that there's a show anywhere in the world he's been on more than this show.
By the way, I think we're the only show in the world that can say this. We had Buster Olney, Big Earl, and Nick Saban.
Probably
in one
so.
show.
Yes. I mean, I'm not trying to beat our collective chest here. I'm just saying Nick Saban has done our show more than any show there is. Jim is grimacing. He doesn't want me to say this.
No,
I don't know why you care about this.
No, there was a dolphin joke with Big Earl and Nick Saban that could have been made there.
That's true.
That's what
Yes.
I was holding my tongue on that one.
So I think we're a pretty good estimate of what he was like. I didn't view him as any different yesterday than normal.
Well, I went back and listened to it in right before the show started. It was playing before we started, and as it was happening, I didn't know we interrupted him.
I heard that from
as much as we did. He was going to go on and give better answers to some of our off the beaten path stuff, and we interrupted him a couple of times. One of them being where I, accused him of talking shit on the golf course. He was about to add something there.
But in defense to us, when we're on the road, the audio is a little difficult back and forth.
Well, it's just there's a little bit of a delay, and that's on us. We should do better. But that's on us, and there's a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, what we don't want is dead air. And so when you hear a little pause,
you jump in.
You think they're done with, whatever comment.
Yeah.
But I felt like a couple of times to a couple of different things were set up to either talk further or take a shot at us. Or in that one case, in a shot at me on the golf course, knowing that he would break my mind on a golf course. That just by talking some shit.
B Handy says this is his favorite show of the year. So here are his guarantees. Number 1, Tennessee loses 5 games. Whew. It's a step back. Number 2, Brian Batty has over 8 touchdowns for Auburn this year.
Oh my gosh. Are those all return touchdowns?
I don't know, but he's got 8 of them.
They're not going to keep him out of the end zone tonight.
Hey, you know what, Lance? They're all worth 6.
Yeah, that's right.
And number 3, Louisville plays for the ACC championship.
Everybody's talking up Louisville.
Trendy pick because of that schedule, right?
I will believe it when I see it. Yeah.
Lance, guarantee number 1, LT hits over 65% on lanceslocks.com.
Oh,
get on now.
Yes.
Lanceslocks.com. One opportunity right now to get on.
We're going to be jacking that rate up if they 65%. I don't know anybody that goes 65%.
Lock in your rate right now.
Number 2, LT wins me over $5,000 with that number. And number 3, LT has more drinks tonight than Bama has receptions in week 1. That's an interesting over-under.
So what is a number of receptions? 20, 21?
I mean, it's Middle Tennessee. It's hard to gauge. And which quarterbacks throw a little bit, you're probably going to milk.
Yeah, I'll have more drinks than
20.
completions.
If the number's 20, I mean, that's 1. We're at 1 right now. And it's not even
milking
11.
it.
Let's set the over-under at Alabama has 22.5 receptions.
So here's the deal. I have not been to a beach all year. I'm posting up on the beach after the show. I have got a cooler of Bud Light icing right now. And I've only got 12 Bud Lights in it.
Okay. Well, there's 12.
There's 12.
That makes 13.
Well, there'll be 14 or 15 before
we're out of here. So you're at 15 before you get off the beach.
Before sunset.
It's probably 25. I think I will have more drinks than completions.
All right.
I'm
I'm
not driving anywhere. We're on vacation.
Yeah. I'm not going to count them. I don't want to stay here and count them or hang out with you all day and count them. But I would almost go stake bet that Alabama has more receptions than you have drinks today.
Well, that's good. That's good quarterback play for.
I mean, if you will just trust me, I will do the stake bet.
Well, see, does
a shot count as a drink too?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I would have to get somebody who will be with you all day. I would trust them because at some point, if you break the record, you're not going to remember the drinks you've had, right?
That's not true. Well, here's the problem though.
So you're telling me if
it's even bad we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But if I give you the true number after today, I think it might be shocking.
The problem, Jim, is the person that is with LT to do the counting gets caught in the wake, and you just get sucked under the boat at some point. That's going to be the problem right there. And you're like, I don't know if we were at 25 or 35. I got sucked under and I lost consciousness for 15 minutes. No telling how many.
Okay, so the only time I've ever got this is so bad when I had to get my colonoscopy.
Okay. Was that when you called in?
I liked where this is going. Go ahead.
No. It was so bad on when you have to drink that whatever the liquid is.
Yeah.
Barium?
Barium, yeah. Drinking the barium. I heard it was going to be bad, and I was like, I don't think it can be that bad.
Right.
But I kept up with how many times I had to get on the shitter.
Uh-huh.
And it was outrageous. It was like 29 times.
Right.
And so what I would do is I would send my voicemail a text every time to keep up with the number. So I could do that tonight.
You would send your voicemail a text
so I
trip number 4.
Like when I put trash or not trash, when I put 4 downs, I put it on my voicemail a lot. So I just go to that text.
Interesting.
Hey, I forgot one of my main jobs is always keep us running through our great people that support the show, and I forgot to do any of that this segment.
Oh boy, Jim.
The show's brought to you in part by our friends at Hemp Hills. Our friends at Hemp Hill bringing you this show today.
Remember, Hemp Hill's got a great deal right now for all of the listeners out there. They're offering 0% for 60 months for qualified customers, plus free 10-year labor warranty when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Make sure that HVAC unit ready to keep up with the changing weather. Hemp Hill Services, locally owned and operated, independent train dealer. The team can service all makes and models. For all of your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs, call Hemp Hill Services. Hard to stop a train, 205-229-2090. Or hemphillservices.com.
Always good when Kelsey's texting you, hey, remember, occasionally do an endorsement.
Yeah, well, I mean, she keeps a lot of things straight up there, and we're among them.
It's our Guaranteed Friday show, 3 bold predictions. We continue those. You keep hinting at yours.
He's teased them heavy.
You want to do it when we come back?
Yeah,
yours?
Absolutely.
We'll do Lance's first and get more of yours coming up. But one more thing that I found very interesting, and I had a graphic from somebody. I can forget who I got this from. Maybe it was College Football Report. Maybe it was Fox Sports. Maybe it was Bleacher Report. I thought
Katie Couric. Could it be Katie Couric?
It was not Katie Couric, but I thought I sent it to Forrester earlier in the week.
I'm going to bet no.
But I went back and looked. I did not. So I don't have graphic support for this. I'll see if I can find it again for Monday over the weekend, but it's just so important. I want to get this out because we're starting the last Final Four playoffs going to be this year.
Yeah.
Since that started in 2014, there are now 69 teams that are considered Division I FBS Power 5 teams.
Okay.
69 teams are Power 5 teams. What do you think the number of since 2014 of those 69 teams at any point during the season has been ranked in the AP top 10? Now AP top 10 is a big ranking.
So
right?
This is out of 69 teams in the college football playoff era, or the 14 playoff era.
After
the 14 playoff era
of the teams that are currently Power 5 teams, 69 of them. How many of them since 2014 to the college football playoff era have at some point been in the top 10 in the AP poll? The top 10.
I'll go 24.
Oh, it's more than that. I would say 45.
45 is a big number.
Yeah. It is a big number.
It's more than that.
Yeah. Are you kidding
I
me?
figured it would be big, yeah.
53
of 69?
Of the 69 FBS teams this year at some point since 2014.
That's pretty crazy.
Well, I mean,
has been in the top 10.
Just think about it. I mean, go down to the SEC. Alabama.
Yes.
Auburn.
Yes.
Texas A&M.
Yes.
Florida.
Yes.
Georgia.
Yes.
Kentucky?
Yes.
Tennessee?
Yes.
Now I'm starting to get
the Mississippi's, both of the Mississippi's. Yeah.
In
There's no
fact,
doubt.
Mississippi State, if I had the graphic, is one of the teams that has been number one.
No, they were number one in the
Yep.
original. It's the trivia question that no one would ever guess. The very first college football playoff poll, State was number one.
But this is the AP, right?
Well, I know that, but I'm assuming if they were number one in the college football playoff, they were pretty good in the AP.
I think they were number one when they came to Tuscaloosa.
So give
I
us
think
the
so, yeah.
number.
What now?
Oh, yeah. So it's 40.
53 out
53.
of 69. 53 out of 69.
So what were the what I was going to ask, the 16 that weren't?
Vandy.
Fair, yeah. Washington State? I don't know. No, they were in top 10.
I don't think Kansas has been.
No.
Chase Daniels was before that. So I'd say Kansas.
Is it possible Texas is one?
You know, it is possible
Yeah.
Texas is one.
That's all.
It really is.
It's possible Texas is one. That graphic I had showed every team's highest ranking in the AP poll since it started. So I'll see if I can find it again, maybe before the show's over with. 21 of the 69 have been ranked in the top 5. So we've had 21 different top 5 teams since 2014. That's even a smaller slice of the pie. Pretty amazing as we start. A lot of parity there. We don't get the parity when we get to the playoffs, but just at some point in the season, being an AP top 10 team, when 53 of your 69 teams at some point in the last 9 years have been ranked in the AP poll top 10. And so a lot of roller coaster for those teams as well.
So Bobby's got, he said, just take a picture of each drink and text it to you.
Okay, let's put a stake on it then.
Okay.
I will take Alabama more receptions than drinks you have today. And whatever that number ends up being, Alabama can pass that number.
Well, I'll tell you what. I don't know how elite Alabama's quarterbacks are, but I know how elite Lance is. So I know who the favorite is in this one.
Well, all of a sudden now you're drinking this one faster.
Well, of course he is.
I'm just going to get, I'm going to get number 2 out before 11 o'clock.
Of course he's drinking it faster. Why?
Yeah, why would I not?
Yeah, he's got to get in the lead.
Do we have a lawyer here? Do you need to sign a release?
No, I do not. And I will take a nap today. So
Go.
that'll give you some extra hours.
That's big for you, Jim.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they consider halftime.
Wait.
The game's going to have a halftime.
But what about midnight?
No, it's not. It's
No, it
gotta
is at midnight.
No, it doesn't end at midnight.
Well, I was asking.
No.
I wasn't setting the rules.
Well, okay, go to 10 a.m. That was his first drink. He started at 10 today. So you go to 10 tomorrow.
Oh, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, no, he's a champion. He will set an alarm clock
Yeah,
and wake up.
mimosas tomorrow.
Yeah, no.
Buddy, if he hits 25 drinks today, he ain't up before 10 o'clock. I know that guy.
It's before you go to sleep tonight. I'll give you before you go to sleep tonight. Are you going to talk again the rest of the show? Or are you just going to drink?
He's
I'm
going to drink.
Hey, you're on the same number I am right now, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you going back tonight or are you staying?
There's a good chance that drink is. This will be the sound at 12 o'clock. It'll be. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Hey, and typical Dunaway fashion, I get a drink. He's like, I thought we were waiting on alcohol. He was like, I would have had one. I said, well, I got one coming. And you didn't even want one, did you?
Not yet. No.
Yeah.
All right. Part of the show brought to you by our friends at A+, the people that changed Brownie's bathroom for the better. It looked like crap. Now it looks really good.
It really, really does. A+ style home remodeling. That is my guy, Brad Bell. So we bought our house back in 2015. My wife and I didn't really care for the bathroom. Functional, worked fine. Didn't look like we wanted to look. So we were going to immediately redo that. You kick the can down the road, you spend that money elsewhere, turn around, and boom, you haven't done it in 8-10 years. So Jennifer said, hey, we're going to do it this year. So she got on the internet. She scoured it. She looked for the best contractors. She talked to people that use certain contractors, talked to contractors themselves, got Brad Bell to come out and look at the job. He gave us a great bid, and he did amazing work. Basically, what he said was, what do you want it to look like? We told him. Ours was kind of white and bright. We kind of wanted some darker colors, and that's exactly what he gave us in the Brown home. It looks amazing. It's working incredibly. We absolutely love it. His crews did incredible work. They were clean. They were efficient. They were on time. I have zero complaints. We liked ours so much. Lance was like, boy, I'd like to use them too. So it was the exact opposite for Lance's bathroom. It was a little bit lighter. Or excuse me, darker. He wanted it lighter. It just shows you Brad's not hooked on one thing. He's going to do it the way you want it to. He did great work for Lance too. He will do it for you. Master bath and kitchen. It's where you get your money back when you're doing remodeling. So use our guy, Brad Bell, A+ style home remodeling, 205-422-1758. That is 205-422-1758. It is A-plus Tile Home Remodeling.
LT's predictions when we come back.
Follow John Lunsford on Twitter @JLuntz.
Harbin's Outdoors is an award-winning landscape company specializing in installing custom fiberglass pools, landscaping, and hardscaping. Jeremy and his team are a one-stop shop for your pool construction needs. Harbin's does it all, from the install to the final hardscapes around the pool and everything in between. It's beautiful work. You can find them on Instagram at Harbins_Outdoors to see it for yourself, or call or text Jeremy directly, 205-300-0718. That's 205-300-0718. At Harbins, you and your home are the center of all that they do.
We've partnered with Who Is Coffee to create the Next Round blend. Available in light, medium, and dark roast. 100% Arabica beans. Specialty coffee roasted on demand, available in whole bean or ground for drip pods. Espresso and coarse ground for French press. Go to nextround.store to get a link to pre-order today. Everyone that pre-orders will be entered to win a prize pack with coffees, shirts, hats, and tumblers. Nextround.store for the Next Round blend. There are so many things I love about Walk-Ons. Authentic, mouth-watering Louisiana cuisine, prepared fresh, daily from scratch. A great beer selection and TVs everywhere to watch the big game every day of the week. And of course, they've got two great locations on Highway 280 and 119 and at Hoover near the Hoover Met. Walk-Ons is also a great place for happy hour, 2 to 6 Monday through Friday with $5 moonshine swirls, $5 house pours, and half-price appetizers. And it's an easy take-home experience for the family as well. Highway 280 in Hoover with Walk-Ons. Let's face it, a home is one of the most powerful assets you can have, and our friends at Mortgage Right want to help you build wealth through home ownership. Mortgage Right is all about providing competitive rates, a variety of loan products, and a multitude of resources for a seamless home buying experience. They treat their borrowers like family and are always looking to bring more happy homeowners under their roof. See more by visiting mortgageright.com/TNR today and start living. That's mortgageright.com/TNR. NMLS 2239, equal housing lender. It's NBA time, Birmingham, as we hoop it up with the New Orleans Pelicans and Houston Rockets, October 12th at Legacy Arena. Single game tickets are now available. Visit birminghamsquadron.com or call 205-719-0850 for more information or to buy tickets. And the game is packed with former local players like Herb Jones and Kyra Lewis Jr. and Jabari Smith, and other superstars like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. You can also become a Squadron season ticket holder to get complimentary tickets to this huge event right here in the Magic City. The Pelicans preseason game in Birmingham sold out last year, so get your tickets as soon as possible. Do that online at birminghamsquadron.com or by calling 205-719-0850. October 12th, it's the Pelicans and Rockets at Legacy Arena right here in Birmingham. birminghamsquadron.com.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our Not For All Ages podcast, The Last Call, and our entire Double Down Media podcast family. All at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Back with you from the Old River Grill right across the street from the Floribama. It's part of the Floribama family. Great place for lunch or dinner and watch the games. TVs everywhere here. It's also right next to the Floribama Yacht Club, which is another great place to eat. And then, of course, across the street's the Floribama. You can eat there, too. You can drink at every one of these places, and you can do just about anything you want within the rules of America at the Floribama. We saw that last night. A couple of great artists last night. The piano guys, Brownie.
Oh, they were phenomenal.
I don't know their names. What were the piano guys?
Steve and Joe Piano Show.
They were good.
Oh my God.
And I don't know where Rockstar is on his ability to talk to us right now, but I was blown away by one of the guys. It's a guy on a piano, a guy on drums. And the guy on the drums is singing lead on half the songs. They basically do half and half. And for him to play drums and sing like that is incredible.
Like, we were talking about this last night. I mean, only a certain amount of people, like Phil Collins was probably the best ever.
Don Henley did it some, right?
Yeah. But it's so difficult, man, because you've got that count in your head. And to be able to, I think great drummers are really underrated.
But the guy from Motley Crue, Rockstar,
Tommy Lee,
He's the lead singer in Coming Home, right?
No,
I'm Coming Home.
He's the Home Sweet
So
Home.
he did a rendition of that, was pretty good. But the one that got me
Coach
was
Saban's trying to answer your question.
the one that got me, Rockstar, was Foreigner. Was it Foreigner? Cold as Ice?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
And he was lead singing that and doing the drums on that. That was the one, Rocky, that got me. I just don't see how he did it.
No, I agree. Look, really good.
He was trying to talk.
They ended up doing Home Sweet Home as well.
Oh, it's fantastic.
God, what all did they? I mean, they did a million different things. I mean, they were all over the place.
I'm sitting here looking. There's graffiti all over the place here. Some people wrote on glass. What a great movie I think this would be.
This is a script idea for you?
Yeah, script idea. You
pitch
wanna,
it. Pitch
okay,
it.
ready?
Yeah.
Like over there, it says Amy and Alicia. The way does the
that
first one,
does not count.
No, that doesn't count.
No,
this is number 2.
But does the first one count?
The first one counts. I drank the whole thing.
But you didn't send me a picture.
Oh, I sent it to Little T.
So Little T's getting the picture.
Yeah, she wants to keep up with it.
I'm not sure.
She wants to.
Not sure I trust Little T. But anyway, back to my script idea. You see right there on the middle pane, far right, it says Amy and Alicia. Floribama ain't seen shit until we came. 2023.
Right.
Like,
I wonder what they went home with.
I mean, hey, listen.
Well, that's my point. Like,
I don't know what they did while they were there.
But like you could have this sort of setup and those type of things written, and you would sort of pan to Amy and Alicia. Floribama ain't seen shit until we came. 2023.
Right.
And then it sort of dissolves into that, and you get a little bit of Amy and Alicia's night at the Floribama, or you go to, another one would be something else.
Lance, I don't know what they went home with. I know what they got when they got home. Is it antibiotic?
One deep shot.
Yeah.
So I was in the bathroom here yesterday, and
like,
I never understood.
Listen, James Forever. And then it sort of dissolves into their relationship, how it really didn't last forever, into tragically.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you could do a Netflix series.
Not a good movie script.
Yeah.
But I was in the bathroom here yesterday, and I noticed that they had to like Sharpie over somebody had drawn a phallic object.
Right.
And I've just never understood the bathroom graffiti, like why people want to put for a good time call.
Oh, I know.
I know.
I mean,
But his
like,
phone number.
I'm going to deface this guy's property, and nobody cares. I mean, and by the way, who takes a Sharpie into a bathroom?
That's a good point. You're on a mission at that point, aren't you? Yeah.
One place, there was a place in Birmingham. Some of you older
I've never written on a wall. Have you?
I have. I was about to tell you where. There's one place in Birmingham back in the 80s. It was the Upside Down Plaza on 5 Points. And
still there, by the way.
And I think I wrote on a wall, this is how long ago it was, on the wall above a pinball machine. If you just pinball machines are old, right?
Yeah. You're writing hieroglyphics
on a wall above a pinball machine. And I picture now, somebody discovers the underground plaza. It's like people discovering caves. You go back and like, this species here was really in love with Lisa.
Rusty's right in the chat room. Sketchy gas station bathrooms are unrivaled for this. They really are.
No, I had to go. So there's a little too much information, but we were heading to the lake last Friday, and I had to stop at a Dollar General.
Wow.
Was it that bad?
Yeah. And first of all, the place is packed out.
First off, Dollar General has a bathroom.
So that was your choice? Like, was that the only place open?
I mean, it was like a Hardee's or a Dollar General.
I would have gone Hardee's. Why did you go Dollar General over Hardee's?
I ended up going Dollar General, but on the bathroom it was locked, and he said you got to ask the attendant for the key. And it had one of those
old school,
those big like keychains, where you can't lose it.
Did you pretend you were buying something in the store, or were you just completely transparent? Like, I'm driving to the lake and I got to go.
Dude did not give a shit.
Really?
I mean, yeah, he had a mullet. He was back there. He was on his phone.
Right.
Buddy. Yeah.
Hey, when that happens to you, HydroLive always bounces you back. Tell us about HydroLive.
Great segue there, Dunaway. Look, HydroLive, one-stop shop. IV therapy, B12 injections, cryotherapy, compression therapy. It's all under one roof. Open 7 days a week. The new location in Hoover, Greystone, corner of 119 and Douglas Baker Boulevard. The Homewood location, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week. If you can't make it to HydroLive, not a big deal. Nurse can actually come to your business or home. For more information, hydrolifetherapy.com. You can follow them on Facebook and Instagram at HydroLife Therapy. Mention Next Round at checkout. Very important here. You're going to get 20% off any service. That's Next Round at checkout, 20% from our friends at HydroLife Therapy.
You're the only person I know that calls it Douglas Baker Boulevard. Everyone else I know
it's very formal.
it's Doug Baker.
Douglas.
I've
never heard it called that.
Christy sent me the copy.
I know,
Boys. What does it say?
It's Douglas Baker, but I've never heard it called that.
Mr. Douglas Baker Boulevard.
Douglas.
All right, give us your picks.
This is a formal show. I think
It
you
is
know that.
very
Right?
formal. Yeah.
Yeah, well, with your pinky out on your little Bud Light there, give me your picks. Give me your predictions.
Such dick.
Number one,
I bet Amy and Alicia would agree.
I think Jeff Traylor is one of the best coaches in college football.
Right.
The
That's-
coach for Texas San Antonio.
TSA done away.
Frank Harris coming back for that 6th year. He's making $1 million in NIL at Texas San Antonio. This team goes 11-1, and they represent the Group 5.
Oh, you got UTSA in the playoff?
No, New York,
okay.
New Year's 6.
New Year's 6.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I think
So
they'll
where
be the
Tulane
highest.
was last year.
Yeah.
So UTSA is this year's Tulane. Is
Yep.
what you're saying.
Who beats
That's what
them?
I'm saying.
Tennessee?
Yeah, I'll give Tennessee the win there.
But you think it's going to be tight, don't you?
Yeah, but I think they will actually run the board outside of that.
UTSA is shaping up with good reason to be the most overrated team in the Group of 5.
Okay, outside of me, who else has hyped them up?
Oh, everybody's talking about Frank Harris being back, UTSA. I think even I've overhyped them in the last 200.
I haven't heard anything about them.
About UTSA,
No.
the Roadrunners?
Where are they ranked right now in the top 25?
They're not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
They were in mine.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Way high. I think I had them like 13th or 14th.
I think I had them 16.
My second prediction is Alabama is going to lose 2 games in the regular season again. This will only be the 3rd time Nick Saban's tenure, but I would take the under 10.5 if I was out in Vegas. I feel pretty good about this.
Was that based on him sounding tired in an interview yesterday?
No. I think they lose to A&M on the road, and then I think they drop another game somewhere, whether it's Texas, LSU. I don't know. I think the SEC West is going to be really fascinating.
See, I
this
wonder,
year.
Brownie, this year,
I think they're 10-2 though.
when Alabama goes back to College Station, how much of last year's summer conversation where Nick Saban talking about they paid for every player, remember the clip?
Right.
I wonder if that made him even more of a villain to A&M fans. How hostile will that environment be in College Station?
Could be tough. I don't know. I mean, it's obviously going to be a hostile environment.
So we had this conversation yesterday, and I think we were in here when we had it. And I said, if Nick Saban and Kenny Chesney both were at the Floribama, who gets more attention?
And I say it's Nick Saban. I think it's 100%. Now, it's going to depend on time of day. Like last night when we were there, if Kenny Chesney rolled in, you had a lot of young females in there that are going to recognize him in front of Saban. You go over there around 4 or 5 o'clock when it's more families at the Bama, it's easy going to be Nick Saban.
But,
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Steve, who was the guy singing, country guy from Wilsonville singing last night?
He was from Alabaster.
He was from Alabaster?
No, his name's Willie.
Willie Traylor. Yeah.
He's very good.
He's a race car driver.
Yep.
Yeah. He's
Willie
from
Traylor.
Alabaster.
And he was fantastic. I thought he was from Wilsonville, so from Alabaster.
Your hometown.
He was fantastic. But Ashley and a couple of people I was talking to, we were just amazed that, I mean, there was probably 3 deep in the middle section of 20-something girls, and they were pushing the barrier down.
Oh yeah, trying to get up there.
To talk to him and
one jumped the
make eye
rope.
contact.
One jumped the rope and was
Boy, she got Thor ran her out.
Was ejected.
Oh, I've never seen anything like it. She shot like a bullet, and I
Yeah.
asked him afterward. I was like, "What did you do with her?" He was like, "I threw her out."
Grab the mic.
Oh,
yeah.
Jumped the rope.
Did you not see
ran
that?
up. No, he
I
was
was
going.
going at that
Oh, it's
Jumped
crazy.
the rope, ran up on the stage, grabbed the mic, started singing, and was instructed where the parking lot was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And so the other one I asked was, and I know I get it, my number one bowl prediction today. But if Morgan Wallen and Tom Brady were both at the Floribama, and everybody said it's a landslide, that people would gravitate to Morgan Wallen.
Yeah. And I the other one too. I mean, it depends on how engaging Nick Saban would be, how close you could get to Tom Brady. If Morgan Wallen's hanging out with the people, it would be Morgan Wallen in a heartbeat. One more prediction. We're way past the top of the hour.
Yeah. Okay. So last year, A&M was 101st in scoring offense, 22.8 points per game. That was 13th in the SEC. Only Kentucky scored less points. Bobby Petrino will win the Broyles Award this year. A&M's got a top 25 offense. I think the offense jumps by 2 touchdowns to 35 points per game.
He's back, baby. I am so glad Bobby Petrino's not at Missouri State anymore, so Lance can love him.
Yeah.
Bobby P.
I'm
It's
telling you,
undefeated on this
if
show.
Wigman is good, that team has got a ton of weapons.
Yep. There's 2 P's undefeated on this show, and Bobby's one of them.
Yeah. That's right. Nobody. I mean, you go back from the year 2000 on. Great love stories in America. Ross and Rachel. There's been others that I can't name right now, but Lance and Petrino is right up there.
Him and Bobby P. Man.
Top of the hour, late for the break here. Tell us about Woodhouse Day Spa, and then Rockstar will go straight to break. Hey, Woodhouse Day Spa.
Woodhouse Day Spa. Again, they've got over 70 options: massages, nail services, facials. Go see Stuart and Casey, all the fine folks up at the Woodhouse Day Spa, located conveniently the Summit Shopping Centers, right off of Highway 280, right by our studios, Blue Lake Building. You can order gift cards online 24/7, birmingham.woodhousespas.com. Simple solution right there. Birmingham's are actually America's best day spa since 2009. Stop by, see them at the Woodhouse Day Spa.
Follow The Next Round on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Next Round Live.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. The social media team at Next Round Live is dedicated to giving you daily news conferences and practice video from UAB, Alabama, Auburn, and around college football. Follow and compare to the sites you used to visit. You'll also get the latest highlights and news from the Next Round Daily Show. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss a thing. Follow Next Round Live on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. See more at nextroundlive.com.
Hey, if you're looking for Birmingham's best pizza, you need to stop in and see our friends at Slice Pizza and Brew. It's as local as you can get, from the ingredients that go into every pizza to the beer on tap. For a great lunch or dinner, go see our friends today, Vestavia or Lakeview at Slice.
You have all heard of Red Wing Shoes, but what is Red Wing Shoes? It's the place where men buy boots, plain and simple. Who are Red Wing's customers? They are construction workers, warehouse employees, college students, the guy that fixes your AC, the guy at the end of the bar, the IT guy. Red Wing is a father, Red Wing is a son, Red Wing is a cult following shared by all men. A classic, comfortable pair of cool boots with a story to tell. What's your Red Wing story? Red Wing Shoe Stores, located in Pelham and Trussville.
For 50 years, our friends at Wayne's have been doing things around your house that you don't have time to do. Warm weather is coming. You want that lawn looking great. You want mosquitoes not around. Our friends at Wayne's, they can help you out. Right now, they will do $50 off for each of those services to continue to celebrate their 50th anniversary. Again, our friends at Wayne's, they take care of all of us here on the Next Round. You don't want those mosquitoes. You want the lawn looking great. Call them today, 866-WAYNES1 or call Waynes.com. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Want more of the show? Download the app or visit nextroundlive.com for the latest podcast. The Mystery Fifth Hour, our not for all ages podcasts like Bama and Bourbon, and the entire Double Down Media podcast family, all at nextroundlive.com and on the Next Round app.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown, and Rockstar. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, The Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
First of all, as we come back here to the Alabama Gulf Coast, this beautiful view, that is the Old River Grill you're looking at on, and the Ono Island right over the river there, right across the street from the Floribama on a beautiful day. We're right inside of where the drone is right now. And can I just say thank you so much to all of you who came out early. I know it's weird we're doing a show for lighting reasons with our back to all of you guys, but thank you guys all for coming out so early and so many of you guys having a gear. I've asked Steve to go across the street to the Flora-Bama to get a stick mic. And if any of you have a bold prediction for upcoming college football season, at some point this hour before we're over with, I'm watching Brown's head explode as I say this to him for the first time. Maybe we'll get them to come up with on a stick mic, and you get their bold predictions from them.
Oh, we can do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
See, I had to tell. I couldn't ask Brown. I had to tell you guys first, so Brown's head wouldn't explode.
No, my head's not going to explode. I mean, it's something that probably could have been mentioned to me in a break, but that's okay.
Yeah. Well, Steve,
we get a lot of breaks here.
Steve, very passive aggressive, said he would run across the street and get a stick mic real quick. So.
We work Steve's ass. So that's why he was like, "Why are you buying our dinner tonight?" Well, we work here. So hey, so our friend Charlie Vitello, much like me, technically challenged. He said, "Can't find y'all's link anywhere
for what?
But here are the bowl predictions."
We don't have a link.
He said Auburn and Penn State both go 9-3 and meet in a bowl game. That's bold. USC and Michigan play for the national championship. It's pretty bold.
Yeah, it's bold.
And then Harbaugh and Day both go to the NFL next year. That's really bold.
Wow. You know, you just wonder about the calendar. We talk about that all the time, where you.
I would want nothing to do now with college football.
You got no days off in college football, really.
Yep.
And in the NFL, it's all blocked out, everything. You don't have to recruit. When you scout, when you do this, when you draft, when you have camps, how long you can have camps, how many are contact days, it's all regulated. So you have a real life. So I could see the interest in that. Bot Lives Matter writes in, an FCS team upsets a Power 5 conference team in week 1.
Give me opportunities.
It's going to take a minute to find that.
I've got
you got week 1?
I got this handy sheet. Yeah, combo 0 in week 1.
Yeah.
A FCS team upsets a Power 5 team.
Elon, Wake Forest.
Kent State has no shot against UCF, right?
UCF is a 35-point favorite, and they will run them off the field. And by the way, that's not FCS.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's MAC.
Does FCS even have a game?
Yeah, Portland State, Oregon.
Elon, Wake Forest.
Yeah, South Dakota, Missouri.
Don't see that.
That's the bad South Dakota, right? That's the one bad one.
Yeah. If you'd have gone Group of 5 over Power 5, I mean, Coastal Carolina, UCLA.
Oh, I see it. UT Martin over Georgia. Biggest upset in college football history.
I mean, would that not?
It would be.
Would that not start the conversation going in a interesting year for Georgia if they were to lose something or even just look bad in that game? Oklahoma and Texas football undefeated when they meet. It's an early in the season game, but it's in October.
Well, I'll tell you what, if I'm an Oklahoma fan or a Texas fan, I mean, the problem for Texas is you've got Alabama so early.
And Washington, UW in the college football playoff. That from Bot Lives Matter there on Twitter. We'll get more into the feed, the live video feed after LT tells us about the great folks with Chicken Cock.
Chicken Cock whiskey. Again, we had the conversation about this last night. It seems like we're talking bourbon every single night. But if you haven't picked up a bottle, look, college football is here. Great for a Saturday sipping. Chicken Cock whiskey, one of the oldest whiskey brands in America, founded in 1856 in Bourbon County, Kentucky, known as the famous Old Brand. Chicken Cock whiskey has a name you don't forget. Chicken Cock preceded popular usage of the term rooster in describing a male chicken. Rooster made its debut in the early 1900s. Additionally, rooster tails were used to stir cocktails, i.e. the cocktail. For more information, chickencockwhiskey.com. Again, the bourbon and rye are both available in Alabama. Other expressions available outside of Alabama, and you can specially order at chickencockwhiskey.com.
All right, so let's go back to some of the predictions, the 3 guarantees in the video and the chat room, the Vulcan Tire and Automotive chat room. Smuff says, number 1, an SEC head coach will jump to another SEC head coaching job.
Well, you first start
think about that for a moment.
First, you go Lane Kiffin. But
I don't know why.
Yeah, but first off, what SEC job's going to come open?
Okay, so Missouri could come open. Nobody's taking that.
Yeah, nobody's leaving
Now, Florida, let me ask you this. If Billy Napier has a 4-8 and they fired him, and Shane Beamer had an 8-4, and Shane Beamer was offered the Florida job, he'd take it.
Okay, wait. Now you're telling me
I'm just trying to play the scenario out.
Trending in a good direction, Shane Beamer would leave South Carolina for downtrodden Florida.
Would you not?
No,
yeah.
Florida. Well, that's where they would be if they fired Billy Napier.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you laugh like I was an idiot, but
Probably just downtrodden.
Well, let me ask you this: if Florida fans today could have either Billy Napier or Shane Beamer, who do you think they would take?
Shane Beamer's been so good so far. I was just going back. Do you think he would leave South Carolina?
100%. Brown, do you agree with that?
For Florida, yeah.
Yeah. Would Lane Kiffin leave Ole Miss for Florida?
It gets a little dicier, but I think he would.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Knowing Lane. So I guess it's possible. Could happen. Number 2, a fired coach this season will break the largest buyout record. But that means he thinks Texas A&M is open.
Who could that be?
Yep. Number 3, the stake bet balance will hit a swing of 7 stakes from the current status of Jim plus 9. So he's got you on net -7 done away coming up at the season.
That I would raise this up to.
Well, he says hit a
16?
swing of 7 stakes. A swing.
Oh, so that could be down to 2.
Yeah.
There's a good chance.
That's a bad season for you.
Yeah, literally, there's a good chance I'm down 7 by the time we get to the bowl games. It goes from me up 9 to down 7.
By the way, also in the chat room, Ballfan205 says he just looked. Hawaii Vandy tickets are $9 for that game, and he reminds everyone the stadium's only holding 28,000 people this year.
Yeah, but if I paid you
portions of that $9, though it's going to Maui Relief.
It is, yeah.
Hey, $900, but you got to drive up and go to the game.
No. What time is kick for that?
That is a 6:30 SEC Network game.
Do you know how hot that's going to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great football, though. I do like Clark Lee. I don't know about you guys.
I do, but
I'm a fan.
He probably, history will show, made the worst time decision in the history of college football.
Would you leave Vandy for Missouri if it comes open?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
But don't you think history will show that? That was the worst timed decision in the history of college football.
No, you've made the point with Marcus Freeman. I mean, he would have got elevated to head coach at Notre Dame.
He stays at Notre Dame one more year instead of taking the Vandy job. He's the head coach at Notre Dame.
And who knows? Clark Lee could end up being the next great coach.
Yep.
The What If Show 3 guarantees continue. Daniel writes in, Joe Milton is a Heisman finalist. That's top 4 usually. Penn State wins the Big Ten. And a Pac-12 team makes the playoffs.
So back to Milton real quick. Hendon Hooker wasn't even a finalist last year and statistically had the best season of any Tennessee quarterback in the history of the program. So if Milton does that, they probably win the East.
No, you're right about that.
One more over here, Brandon, then you give me one from over in the chat room. Rusty writes in, Arkansas finishes among the top 10 top 3 SEC offenses and top 5 SEC defenses to get 9 or more wins at Arkansas.
I would love to know if Rusty is an Arkansas fan.
He goes, Notre Dame goes 12-0, only to once again get waxed by an SEC team in the first round of the playoffs.
Dude, I mean, Notre Dame's schedule is pretty brutal.
That would be a win over Ohio State.
Yeah. And wins over USC.
In their final season as the Pac-12, UCLA wins the conference championship, but misses the playoffs in true Pac-12 fashion.
I kind of like this, Rusty. Nobody's talking about UCLA, including me. When we talk about the Pac-12, we talk about USC, we talk about Washington, we talk about Oregon, Utah, and then Oregon State. Nobody says anything about UCLA. Each and every year, the program has gotten better. And they have got an outstanding freshman quarterback in Dante Moore. So watch out for UCLA. They got a ton of returning starters.
And they've got a running back who I did not mention.
Carson Steele, Ball State.
They brought him from Ball State, right? So they've got the ability to run the football and could be one of the surprise guys of the year. So I'll tell you about Legacy after Browning gives us a couple of more.
Jason, bold prediction, Tennessee loses 5 games. Auburn loses 2 games. That's a bad for Tennessee, good for Auburn.
Yeah, Tennessee 5 losses, Georgia, Kentucky, Alabama's 3, South Carolina 4.
I mean, you can find 5.
Yeah.
No, you can find 5.
Yeah, probably not out of conference.
They've got A&M too, right?
Yeah, they should. Yeah, they do have A&M. They should destroy Virginia though, and that their only name out of conference. UTSA is a tougher out of conference game for them than Virginia.
Oh yeah,
I would say that. Yes.
And Sarkisian is fired at the end of the season. He doubles down and says Texas hires Lane Kiffin. It'd be weird to go Sarkisian Kiffin. There's just so much in common with those two.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know what you're improving there. I mean, what are you improving?
I think I'd rather have Sark than Lane Kiffin.
And you're not a Sark believer by any stretch of the imagination.
I think Texas probably made that choice at one point because if Texas had wanted to,
yeah, they could have. Yeah, you're right.
Wanted Lane, they probably could have got him, and they chose the coordinator from Alabama at the time. Legacy gives you a lot of choices, like everyday checking, no monthly fees, no minimum balance, and you get your direct deposit 2 days early. instant issue debit cards, and a lot more, all with our friends at Legacy. Check them out online and everything they offer you at legacycreditunion.com. Great truck and car loans as well. And that lifestyle loan that will give you a chance to pay off some bills or find some money for unexpected medical expenses or things like that with no collateral required, affordable low rates with our friends at Legacy's Lifestyle Loans. LegacyCreditUnion.com, LegacyCreditUnion.com, federally insured by the NCUA. Brownie.
You want to do today's announcement when we come back?
Let's do that. We'll do today's announcements. Do you have your guarantees left?
I do.
Yep, and we'll work in some of the audience. I see Steve. Steve, did you get that mic? Yeah. Get that mic? Is it hot outside?
He's not even sweating.
Yeah.
That sure is breathable.
Is Steve in camera?
No.
See Steve?
Yeah, you can see him.
Yeah, there's Steve.
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
We got another headset, don't we?
Yeah, we got a headset.
Yeah.
We got everything.
Thought it was gonna be easier just with him with a
What
mic.
else you guys want? What else you guys want to do on the fly? We got everything. Let's do it.
All right. So Brown will talk to some bold predictions. Some of the folks in the audience. We need to take some pictures with these people too. Maybe we'll get Mick on here before the hour's over with too.
I didn't see Mick.
This hour brought to you by our friends at Champy's. Champy's world famous fried chicken right there on 119 in Alabaster. Sterling the crew ready to serve a little lunch to you today, and also dinner for the weekend. Perfect for your tailgates. It's champyschicken.com. Champyschicken.com. Hand-cut chicken fingers. You see everything else, including the Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. This is the next round from down in God's country, Orange Beach, Alabama.
Anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali.
It's time to get out and enjoy the summer of 2023. Ocean City, Maryland, and your hotel family at Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City is ready to welcome you. Kayak from our Bayside Beach, swim in the Atlantic, dine at our Bayview Bar and Grill, span the 2.5-mile-long Ocean City Boardwalk, and a lot more. See all this plus irresistible summer deals and packages online at residenceinnoc.com. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. Do something different this summer. Residence Inn by Marriott Ocean City, Maryland.
Start your day online with our website, nextroundlive.com. The latest videos, podcasts, and college football stories. It's also a great way to stream the show or shop in the Next Round store. Stay connected by visiting nextroundlive.com. That's nextroundlive.com.
Man, I love a good meal. I'm Jim Dunaway. A good meal is what you get with my friend Sterling at Champy's Chicken on Highway 119 in Alabaster. We're talking great southern fried chicken, wonderful sides, hand-cut chicken fingers, po' boys, and those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales. You got a perfect menu for everybody. Champy's Chicken is perfect for watching the big game or taking a meal to the lake house, down to the coast, or stay in the restaurant and dine in a great atmosphere. It's all made fresh to order right there on 119 in Alabaster, Champy's Chicken. We've partnered with Who Is Coffee to create the Next Round blend. Available in light, medium, and dark roast. 100% Arabica beans. Specialty coffee roasted on demand, available in whole bean or ground for drip pods. Espresso and coarse ground for French press. Go to nextround.store to get a link to pre-order today. Everyone that pre-orders will be entered to win a prize pack with coffees, shirts, hats, and tumblers. Nextround.store for the Next Round blend. It's NBA time, Birmingham, as we hoop it up with the New Orleans Pelicans and Houston Rockets, October 12th at Legacy Arena. Single game tickets are now available. Visit birminghamsquadron.com or call 205-719-0850 for more information or to buy tickets. And the game is packed with former local players like Herb Jones and Kyra Lewis Jr. and Jabari Smith, and other superstars like Brandon Ingram and Zion Williamson. You can also become a Squadron season ticket holder to get complimentary tickets to this huge event right here in the Magic City. The Pelicans preseason game in Birmingham sold out last year, so get your tickets as soon as possible. Do that online at birminghamsquadron.com. or by calling 205-719-0850. October 12th, it's the Pelicans and Rockets at Legacy Arena right here in Birmingham. BirminghamSquadron.com.
Back with you from down at the Old River Grill, across the street from the Floribama, part of the Floribama family. That's where we're broadcasting from. Steve has very kindly and without any passive aggressiveness ran across the street to the Floribama and picked up a microphone for us. So anytime any of you have a bold prediction about the upcoming college football season, just come and sit in this seat and we'll turn the microphone on.
That's right.
The crew of dudes back there with the tank tops. Right?
Uh-huh.
There's a theme to the tank tops. Did y'all notice?
I did not notice that.
I haven't looked at them yet.
Okay, y'all stand up and see if they can come up with a theme, because
All right.
this was.
Oh, no, I've got it. And Rockstar's going to love this.
Del Boca Vista.
Yep.
The Human Fund.
Yep.
I'm Back Baby.
Yep.
Ass Man. And this is all Larry David.
No, this is all Seinfeld.
Yeah.
All Seinfeld.
Yep.
See, and I never watched Seinfeld. I
Yep.
love Curb, but
No,
so
I
I didn't understand this, but they told me they do a different theme every year.
Yep.
Was last year Anchorman? Anchorman.
Oh, it's so
Anchorman.
cool.
Love that red hat. I've not seen one of those in the wild yet.
Yeah.
The red rope
The red
hat with
next round hat. Rope hat? Yeah.
All right. That's really good. Who prints the T-shirts?
You're in charge.
Okay.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good job.
I like it.
Yeah, I appreciate people who can to rock the tank tops. I don't have the body for that. All right, so anybody with a bold prediction, come on up here. We'll get to that. Brownie's got his in a second. We had teased something. What was
The announcement.
The big
so
announcement.
we've done an announcement every day this week. Our NIL players yesterday, some new shows, and one thing you guys always enjoy, and we try to keep these fresh, maybe change a little bit every year, our in-season football guests that come on every single week.
Dude, I mean, this lineup is incredible.
All these are going to be presented by MyBookie.ag. Code next round when you sign up at MyBookie.ag for a sign-up bonus up to $1,000 at MyBookie.ag. Jim's going to interrupt for emphasis.
No, I mean, I'm just saying that. So these are weekly guests on this show.
On this
next
show.
round.
On the next round.
So you don't have to go anywhere else.
That is correct.
A lot of our weekly guests have sort of moved to hosting shows now on the Disrupt the Media platform.
That is
like
right.
and subscribe.
Yep.
So these people have signed on to be with us every week. They're not doing a show with us. They're showing up on this show. the next
100%.
round.
Very well.
All right.
Yep.
So who we got?
We will start Mondays with our Monday morning quarterback. Joel Klatt is going to join us from Fox Sports every single Monday. The Klatt Monkey with us at 10:25 every Monday. If you missed our NIL announcement yesterday, Tyler Booker at 9:25 every Monday. So Joel Klatt from Fox Sports, 10:45 every Monday.
Do you agree with this? Klatt behind Kirk Herbstreit might be the number 2 face of college football now.
I think they are
It's close.
One,
Yeah.
2 for me. Yes. I mean, I factor in Reese there because he's such a stage setter on the College Game Day show.
No, I give you that.
Yeah.
But I mean, Klatt is the face of Fox.
Yeah. And when you talk about breaking down a game, it is Klatt and Herbstreit for me. Yes.
Roman Harper. You guys love Harp and the way he breaks the game down every single Thursday at 9:25 from the SEC Network. Roman Harper is going to be with us on the show. And then we'll get an NFL fix every week from our man Dan Orlovsky. Orlovsky from ESPN is going to join us every Thursday at 11:45. So that's our weekly guest lineup. Furman is going to be back. I mean, a lot of the people, Clay with us every week, obviously. But just our football season guys. Joel Klatt, Mondays at 10:45. Roman Harper, Thursdays at 9:25. And Dan Orlovsky every Thursday at 11:45. So we're excited about that.
We have a return monitor here in that graphic you were watching. If you were watching on our video platform, that's a good looking lineup.
It is. I like those guys.
Yeah.
And they're all excited to do it. They get the show. They do it the way we like it done. So there you go. That's what we got coming up this fall.
Show being brought to you in part today by our friends at Redmont. Quick segment here. We got to get back for trash and then more bold predictions. Redmont, tell us about our friends at Redmont.
Yeah, hey, weekend is here. Again, pick up some Redmont vodka. Enjoy that Bloody Mary to start off your first college football weekend, locally owned and operated. Their aim is clarity and taste, color and smell. It's vodka perfection. Redmont vodka made from corn, which not only makes it gluten-free, also provides that smooth finish, no harsh aftertaste, 8 times distilled. Pick up a bottle today. Ask for it by name. Available in 22 states. It is Redmont vodka.
No 4 downs today because of this, right?
Right.
Sure.
Because of the Guaranteed Friday. We'll tell you about our friends at Slice, though, a little bit later on, but no 4 downs today. A couple of other notes before we get back to your bold predictions. Jerry Jeudy hurt yesterday in NFL camp. Hamstring injury. He's going to be out several weeks. Not likely ready to start the season.
That's a big loss for Denver, too.
Last 7 weeks of the year last year was one of the best receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, and, everybody wants Russell Wilson to get his game back, and Russell Wilson was one of the best deep ball throwers in all of the NFL for a good 5 to 7 years, and Jerry Jeudy was going to be his guy this year. And the hamstring, it's so interesting because he's going to be out for the first couple of weeks, and you just wonder if he re-aggravates it and how long it drags on.
The Cardinals picked up Josh Dobbs from Cleveland. Remember, Kyler Murray's injured.
I called this, by the way.
And DTR has been so good with the Browns. Dobbs is expendable.
Well, you're spending more money on Dobbs, so why would you not take a guy that eventually could be the successor? I know Deshaun Watson's only 27 years old, but really pivotal year for him this year. And I think DTR, just watching him in preseason, he's been fantastic.
And Steven Strasburg announced his retirement. That's your team, the Nationals. He brought you a World Series.
And got a massive contract after that.
3-time All-Star, got a massive contract since he signed a 7-year, $245 million contract. He has pitched 31 1/3 innings.
I would say he is not a Hall of Famer. Is that fair?
I think that's an accurate statement.
And because, and listen,
that's a Hall of Fame contract, though.
No, he's got a Hall of Fame in the bank.
But if you think, and it would be easy to do this if you don't know the story, if you think that this guy got a big contract and said, I'm going to give up and not really put anything
not at all. Yeah.
He had a rib and 2 neck muscles removed from his body to try to ease the pain that he has from nerve damage. And he is living in pain now. He will get every penny of his $245 million contracts because his career is ending with injury. But it straps the Nationals. He gets $35 million a year through 2026. Then he gets $26.6 million a year through 2029.
Oh boy, he could live large on that.
He can.
And I'll say this, man, and I do want to take this back or roll it back a little bit. If he would have stayed healthy his entire career, he could have been a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, his talent coming out of San Diego State was, people.
It was one of our first stake bets.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yeah.
This explains a lot.
And I forgot what it was, but you had Strasburg wouldn't make it a certain amount of time because of his arm.
And he went further. Yeah. He went further, but he ended up having the problems I thought he would have. And a lot of people did because of his his throwing motion. It reminded a lot of people.
A lot of torque on that arm.
Mark Pryor, who had the same type of problems. Okay, a couple of quick guarantees before we take a break, and LT tells us about our friends at Slice in place of the 4 downs today. Rusty, I've already done that one. Thank you, Rusty, for jumping in here again. KT writes in, Texas makes the 14 playoffs. Quick thought.
I might have something on that coming up soon.
Yeah, again, if Texas doesn't, they're going to be disappointed.
Hugh Freeze will be SEC Coach of the Year. What number does he have to get to be Coach of the Year?
I think 9 wins would clinch it.
Yeah, I think 8 he's in consideration.
Ryan Day pressure starts to heat up.
Silly.
Well, I mean, if he loses to Michigan again, though, that's all it would take.
Aaron H., USC fails to win the Pac-12 in its last year. A lot of good teams out there.
Yeah, it's going to be disappointing, though.
Clemson misses the playoff again and loses 2 or 3 games. No conference, doubles up in the 14 playoffs from Aaron there. Thank you for jumping in with that. Michael, who was at a Biscuits game last night in our next round kickoff shirt. Thanks for that picture, Michael, for sending that. His 3 guarantees. Bama's O-line wins the Joe Moore Award. Jim Miller, I think we've done that one too already. Thank you so much. Have we done Brett's yet? We have not done Brett's yet. Brett, truck driver Brett. Oregon State finishes 2nd in the Pac-12. Auburn beats LSU and Georgia.
Ooh. Well, I mean,
wow.
That is Coach of the Year material. I mean, they're contending for the West at that point.
I mean, Brett, you drive a great truck across America.
Well, I think
apparently when you park that truck, you have a beverage.
No, I think Brett is an Alabama fan, though.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
And Miami finishes 3rd in the ACC, which I think would be a good year for Miami there. Those are bold predictions. Trash is on the other side. Tell us about our friends at Slice.
4 great locations, weekends here. Swing by one of those great locations, Lakeview, Vestavia, Montevallo, now Crestline Park. Local pizza, local ingredients, best specialty pizzas out there from the soul pie to the hot mama. For more information, slicebirmingham.com.
Back in a moment. Stay with us.
Call the next round now at 205-734-0923.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
DryTech Water Restoration is a locally owned company that specializes in mold remediation, fire and water damage cleanup, and SteraMist services. DryTech's goal is to provide clients with expert guidance when dealing with any home disaster. DryTech's highly trained specialists are available 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. They will work closely with you and your insurance company to make sure the process is stress-free as possible. Call DryTech today, 205-637-0143. The moment you discover damage to your home, DryTech's team will handle the rest.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
It's time for back to school again. Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Birmingham store, and we have all the New Balance shoes and apparel your kids need to keep them at their best this fall. We have the largest selection of New Balance shoes in Birmingham, including all the newest styles, and our fit specialists are trained in measuring growing feet. So here at the New Balance store, they'll get the perfect fit every time. Get ready for back to school now by shopping with us at the New Balance Birmingham store, located on Highway 280 next to Chick-fil-A.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, Brombergs.com.
The extra hours of sunshine are back on the clock, and that means it's time for golf at Timberline, a short drive from Birmingham or Montgomery. Go to TimberlineGC.com, TimberlineGC.com to book your tee times, schedule a lesson, or just drop by and use the TrackMan technology on the driving range. The course is always fun, in great shape, and you can even become a member. Get all the details at TimberlineGC.com. It's time to get your golf on with our friends at Timberline.
Back with you on our guarantee show. LT's about to do trash for us. Champies brings you this hour all the time. My 3 guarantees real quick. Brown, we'll get yours in the last segment.
All right, man.
My 3 guarantees for the
clean
record.
up.
Either North Carolina, Louisville, or Miami plays in the ACC championship game. So we'll not
spray the board.
Well, it won't be Clemson or Florida State rematch.
That's bold.
Yeah. Is it bold?
It is.
Okay. I threw North Carolina in there to have a chance. I was going just Louisville, Miami. Nebraska has more wins than Minnesota this year.
No way. Let's stake it right now.
I mean, I tell you, the first Thursday night goes a long way in settling that one.
Nebraska more wins than Minnesota. And Bo Nix is in New York for the Heisman Trophy finals.
To finally pay off one of the longest running stake bets in show history.
No, it's not a stake bet. It was just a prediction I made.
Oh, you didn't put a stake on that?
It was not a stake bet ever. But Bo is he's one of the finalists. He'll be up in New York. Those are my 3. Let's do trash. It's brought to you by Mortgage Right. Away from the headlines, LT's ready to entertain us today. Hit it, Rockstar.
I'm here with the winner, Derek Lewis. Derek, why'd you take your pants off? My balls was hot. I understand.
LT's Trash is presented by Mortgage Right. Mortgages done the right way.
See, Youngblood actually sent us a YouTube. He's doing an endorsement.
Yeah, he's got Manscaped now. My balls was hot guy got to deal with Manscaped. Yeah.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Speaking of videos,
if you like him, use manscaped.com code next round.
Hey, and you brought this up earlier.
My balls aren't hot anymore.
Excited about seeing Big Earl tonight at 5:30.
Right.
But Big Earl on the show yesterday was talking about the Dolphin song that he sang. And Uncle Steve Powers here, sent us the video.
Oh, my.
There's a music video of
I bet it's.
Oh wow,
that is something.
Shot with Big Earl. Shot with Big Earl.
And a dolphin.
Very key there.
Wow.
Yeah. Peter was pissed.
I bet.
Somebody say that.
Would you just get on this microphone so we can use it one time real quick?
Do trash with us.
Yeah, do trash with
Do
us.
trash with
Yeah,
us.
sit down. Sit down.
All right, so
wait, everybody, Steve, we're going to use the microphone.
Powers. Everybody clap.
Is it still muted?
No, you're on, Steve.
Here's what I love about you guys. You've
What's
been
that,
here
Steve?
Like 3 days. This is my first invite to be on the show. So
2 days.
I saw you Wednesday though.
Okay.
Steve is our main guy at Floribama. None of this happens without Steve. He's the best in the business, and we love him. We really do. I know we joke with you a lot, but
Really?
Yeah.
I want to show you a picture I took of you looking at me.
Yeah. Looking at you, like that's an interesting.
I don't know what I did to you.
Oh my God.
Oh wow.
Why do I have such evil eyes? In
I don't
it?
know.
I've never been that mad at you.
It's the way he looks at me all the time.
I was thinking about Dunaway.
Oh, I remember what it was. I ran out of free drink cards.
Oh wow.
By the way, I have not seen one drink card yet.
You got to earn those.
Well, I mean, why'd you need a drink card? You were drinking a
I was
tab
drinking
last
on his
night.
tab, so it didn't really matter.
Did you watch the video with Big Earl? They actually filmed it in the Gulf of Mexico with a dolphin, and him rolling around in the sand with the dolphin.
No.
Telling you, you got to just pull it up.
Okay.
I'll send you the link.
All
It's
right.
cool.
Real quick, are you a veteran looking for a VA loan? Mortgage Right has been advocating for veterans since their company began. As a veteran-owned, operated company committed to your well-being, they can help you find the best terms available, guide you through every single step of the process. Visit their locations, Highway 280 in Birmingham, Parkway Drive in Leeds. You can apply. MortgageRight.com/TNR. Call 205-815-9200, NMLS 2239, Equal Housing Lender.
Real quickly, Rockstar do we have one more segment to go or two more segments to go in the show?
One more segment to go.
Okay, good. Okay, very good.
Wait a minute. After this, we need another break.
Right, one more. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we didn't have two more breaks.
Every day.
It's been one of those shows, Steve.
I think this was your best one yet today.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2/3 of Americans have told a guest to, quote, make themselves at home and regretted it later. That's according to a new survey of 2,000 general population Americans, which found 72% have told a guest to make the space their own. And 91% of those have regretted it afterwards. Have you guys ever had a bad guest?
Not really. We don't have a ton of guests to the Brown House, but the vast majority of them conduct themselves the right way.
Yeah, I can't say that I've had one either. Now, some of the reasons respondents have regretted allowing people to make themselves at home include guests expecting more meals than planned, overstaying their welcome, and making a mess. Expected more meals, 54%. Overstayed their welcome, 45%. Expected more snacks and drinks than I had. I mean, can you imagine a guest like, I need some more snacks?
Yeah.
Now, I do have little man's friends sometimes want snacks, but that's expected. Made a mess of my home, 39%. That would be a deal breaker. Hog the bathroom, 36%. Keep me up late, 32%. Woke up early, 23%. Arrived uninvited, 22%. I will say, one of my brother's ex-wives would get upset with my kids. They would stay in the bedroom underneath, and the kids were running around the kitchen. And she would bitch about that.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's my house.
It's a good way to go to ex-wife.
Yeah.
I did have
He's got 4 of those.
Yeah. He's good at that.
I'm just glad you didn't take it personally that I sent you that article about staying at the Bama too long.
Wow.
That was the last 7-day stint, probably.
Yeah, that was last year, and we haven't been invited back to the Metropolitan.
The time you had to set Lance up in like 3 different locations to do the show, did you feel like maybe he had overstayed his welcome?
Oh.
Yeah.
A Georgia man facing a felony charge after he was accused of stealing a full wooden porch from his neighbor.
A porch? P-O-R-C-H?
Yep. The porch owner told investigators that while his property may have a abandoned look, the porch and other items on the land were not up for grabs. Now, he went on to say, quote, it's a full 8x10 porch. It would be what goes onto an hour for an entry and exit. Very well constructed.
Yeah, Rockstar is showing a photo, though. To be fair, it's just out in the middle of like a desolate field. Yeah, it looks totally good. Don't be afraid of that mic, Steve.
Now,
talk.
It looks abandoned to me.
It's like completely abandoned. Like if I just needed a porch, I could go get that.
Now, Robert Swanger
Looks like something
allegedly
I shoot deer off of.
Yeah.
walked past several no trespassing signs and took the porch, which was not attached to the home. He went on to say some people may shrug their shoulders, say it's not a big deal. But when you take someone's property without their consent, the value of the porch is over $3,000, which I don't believe that.
Wood's expensive.
You can't just go and take someone else's property. He was charged with 2 counts of domestic violence, including battery for the incident. So deputies identified Swanger as the suspect and had been on the lookout for him for several days. When they were called to his home for a domestic disturbance, they said Swanger had gotten into a fight with his wife and had been throwing rocks at their house.
That'll do it.
Gotta watch
out. Rocks at their own house.
If you're upset with the wife, she's inside.
We've got the hottest new dating trend. It's called master dating.
Oh, okay.
And it's all about the solo self-pleasuring craze.
It's a craze?
It says singles in the city are self-pleasuring out in public. On any given night, you're
Out
likely
in
to spot a giddy guy at a trendy restaurant or a girl at a bar, museum, or even a fully packed park single-handedly going at it alone. It, meaning a solo date, of course, master dating, is the latest love and relationship trend to take social media by storm. It's the practice of lavishing oneself with choice gifts, treats, and outings in an effort to establish a healthy sense of self-sufficiency before entering a serious relationship with someone else.
Makes me think of the Seinfeld episode that you never watched.
Yep.
Where they had the contest where they had to stop.
Yep.
Yeah.
And give away $100.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm out.
We were like 20 minutes out.
So,
She's in the window again.
do you watch Curb, though?
Yeah, I love Curb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Curb's better, right?
It is better.
Yeah.
It is.
I've told these guys if they love Seinfeld, they love Curb.
I think Larry was practicing on Seinfeld and perfected it for Curb.
He really did.
Yeah.
We've
Leon came to live after the New Orleans hurricanes.
Unbelievable. Never left. Never left. Actors who turned down major roles. John Leguizamo turned down the role of Tom Hanks' lover in Philadelphia because he wanted to take the lead in Super Mario Brothers.
How's Super Mario Brothers do?
Antonio Banderas, I think, was Tom Hanks' lover in Philadelphia. Man, I don't think Antonio Banderas.
He's also Puss in Boots.
He was.
He was indeed, Steve. Yes.
That might be the best animated character of all time.
That's not my catnip.
Kevin Costner, how about this? Turned down the role of Andy Dufresne in Shawshank Redemption.
I'm glad he did. Tim Robbins much better.
Much better.
Yeah.
He wanted to make Waterworld, which is one of the biggest disasters in film history. He also turned down the role of Bill in Kill Bill.
Oh, wow.
Which went to David
Who
Carradine.
played that?
David Carradine.
David Carradine, that's right.
Billy Crystal turned down Buzz Lightyear. He's gone on record as saying it's one of his biggest regrets.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
He was better as Mike Wazowski.
Well, that's true. Yeah, he was in
Monsters.
Monsters Inc. Yeah.
He's way better, I thought.
Yeah. So Tim Allen ended up getting Buzz Lightyear, right?
Yeah, but
and was really
a lot
good.
more money with Buzz Lightyear.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, no doubt.
Will Smith, I've heard this before, turned down the role of Neo in The Matrix so he could be in Wild Wild West, which I've never seen.
I
bet it's awful.
I didn't hate Wild Wild West as much as everyone else did. It was him and Kevin Kline.
Salma Hayek.
Was in there too.
Yeah, it was vintage Selma Hayek, by the way.
Hey, this is the best
Still
though.
looks like that, dude.
Oh no, but really good in that
I
movie.
stalk her on Instagram. I mean, I follow her on Instagram.
I'd love to see how many common follows you and Dunaway have on Instagram.
Not many.
I wouldn't think so. Probably just my wife. One.
I don't know if I follow Patty.
Salma Hayek.
Selma.
I don't know if I follow Selma.
This one's awesome though. So I love the movie Boogie Nights. You seen it?
Long time ago. A
Yeah.
70s movie, wasn't it?
No. It's based on 70s, but it was 1995, 96.
Mark,
96.
Right?
Yeah.
Wahlberg was in it.
Interesting you went to him as the first character. Says a lot about you.
Well, he was.
He played the
lead
role really well.
So Warren Beatty was
I
offered
hear he's a method actor.
the Burt Reynolds role in Boogie Nights. Burt Reynolds was Jack Horner. He was nominated for Best Supporting Actor as the porn director. Now, they sent him the script. Then Beatty called, all excited. He went on to say, quote, "It's great. I can't wait to start. I'm sending the script back with notes. Have your people call my agent." They got the script back. All the notes were for Dirk Diggler. Warren Beatty thought he was actually a 6-year-old supposed to play a 17-year-old porn star. Yeah. So he thought the role he was up for was Dirk Diggler, not Jack Horner.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Didn't work out. Okay. Best singers that only go by one name. And this goes 10-1. Is this in popularity, Rockstar?
Yes, from Ranker.com does all these lists. We'll see these, but if you have
Boy, I
one
disagree
name
with
is the
this.
best
I mean,
one.
all these, this list is huge, but
Can R. Kelly be? Is that one word?
nope.
That's two. Yeah, it's a letter in a word, technically.
Madonna, number 10, probably
Okay.
should be higher.
All right.
Number 9, Eminem, should definitely be higher. 8 is Shakira. 7, Pink. 6, Beyonce. 5, Rihanna. 4, Cher. 3, Prince. 2, Adele. And number 1, the King, Elvis. See, I think
boy,
I think Eminem's bigger than Adele.
I would Not now.
How does Prince not make that list?
Yeah,
Prince was
number 3.
Oh, he was there.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I was
but
listening to you.
my debate would be your top 3 to me would be in no particular order. Would be Prince, Madonna, and I guess Elvis.
I think I would go Prince, Madonna, and Elvis too. But I think number 4 on this list for me would be Eminem. He's one of the best rappers of all time.
Yeah, I actually listened to some of him on the way down. Believe it or not.
I mean, he transcends
Yeah, he does.
a lot of people. That's all I got.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Mortgage Right.
Yeah, buying a home, major milestone in life. Getting it right comes down to the right advice at the right time. That's why we're proud to partner with our friends at Mortgage Right, 205-815-9200 or mortgageright.com/TNR.
Rab says, reluctantly, Alabama finishes no better than 3rd in the West. Brock Bowers wins the Heisman. USC is your national champion.
God, I hope Rob's right.
Amanda writes in, that has nothing to do with that. That's an interview request for somebody from ESPN. Sorry about that. Trip writes in, Texas A&M. Just
read it.
I'm just reading.
My friend Bono said it's not cool to name drop.
Yeah. Trip. A&M wins SEC. I get it now. That took a little bit. That was good. My friend Bono. Trip says A&M wins the SEC West. Wow.
I'm not going to be shocked.
Big 12 champion team is outside of Texas. Who would that be?
Kansas State.
Yeah, you're high on them.
Yeah.
Not Iowa State, not Kansas.
It
could be Oklahoma.
BYU.
Could be BYU.
Yeah.
UCLA plays for the Pac-12 title. A lot of love growing for UCLA.
It's 2. It's
That's
like your UTSA overhyped.
Connor, Auburn will go 2-1 against the Big 3, USC, and 2-1 versus the Big 3 in the SEC, Georgia, LSU, and Alabama. Chance of that happen. 2-1 Auburn against those 3.
I think 1 and 2. I mean, Auburn fans right now would be like, sign me up.
Winner of the Texas Tech Oregon game will make the playoffs.
Oh my gosh. Let's tap the brakes on that one.
Yeah, I think Texas Tech and Oregon are both going to be better this year. And I wouldn't be surprised if Texas Tech actually wins the Big 12.
And Connor says Georgia and Michigan will play a classic in the Citrus Bowl. Not in the playoffs. That's 3 guarantees. We keep rolling on. Final segment. Brown will give his, and we'll finish it up with those when we come back here to the Old River Grill, part of the Floribama family down on the Gulf Coast. Brought to you in part by our friends at Hemphill for all your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs. Check out our friends at Hemphill. Real easy, LT, to check those people out.
229-2090. Again, 0% for 60 months for qualified customers. Plus free 10-year labor warranty when you mention the next round. Call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys at Hemphill Services. Do it now. 205-229-2090, hemphillservices.com. Uncle Steve, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Yes.
Thank you all for coming. What do you think? This or the Floribama? What do we choose?
All the above. We love them all.
We love them all.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd rather, the Floribama is just iconic.
I know, but there's like 40 TVs in here, the new menu and all that for football. It's a great place.
It's all
for
fantastic.
football, too.
Yep.
So
It is good.
we appreciate this. Is cool. Everybody's showing up, man.
I know.
But if we're over at the Floribama, it's a shorter walk for you to go get microphones for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a true story, too.
Yeah.
We're back in a moment on TNR.
Everything Next Round is on demand now in the podcast section at nextroundlive.com.
The wait is over. Tonali has arrived. Beautifully distinctive Italian styling and performance. Come test drive the all-new 2024 Alfa Romeo Tonali plug-in hybrid at Alfa Romeo of Birmingham. The all-new Tonali offers best-in-class horsepower and torque, fastest 0 to 60 times in its class, plus best-in-class range with full electric charge. And best of all, qualified Tonali leasees are eligible for up to $7,500 EV tax credit factored into your lease. Hurry down to Alfa Romeo of Birmingham and experience the all-new Tonali. Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from The Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness. Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round. You've heard me for years talk about our friends at Bromberg's Jewelers, and we welcome you to stop by and see that great customer service at the Mountain Brook and Summit locations. But we'd also love for you to check out their new online shop. They've got plenty to choose from. Great gifts, big and small. Available online, they've got David Yurman, Tudor watches, select diamond and gemstone jewelry, William Henry, seasonal and favorite giftware items and baby gifts as well. They've even got an online sale section. For more information, brombergs.com.
You want to look great while supporting your favorite show? You know the place to go is the official Next Round store at nextround.store. Yes, there are .store domains, and we have one. From shirts to hoodies to hats and all kinds of fun stuff, you can rep the Next Round anywhere you go. At the beach, Next Round hats to block out that sun. Up north in the winter, get you a comfy Next Round hoodie. Just need something to put your $20 beer in at a game? Get you a Next Round koozie and throw that thing in your pocket. You never know what stuff Jim's going to make me put in there next. Check it out. It's the Next Round store at nextround.store.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Back with you on the Next Round final segment here. Mick Gillespie is here with us as well. He's part of our Disrupt the Media family. He's got a couple of podcasts he'll be doing this year. Elephant in the Room. We announced that a little bit earlier. Brown, Mick's going to give his bold predictions, and if you can react to some of those for us here in this final segment. This is drink number 4 for LT, as he's trying to have more drinks today than Alabama has in catches against Middle
So last
Tennessee.
year, the opener against Utah State, 27 receptions.
27 receptions.
Wow.
What's going to be higher, LT's drinks today or Alabama receptions versus Middle Tennessee?
LT's drinks.
Yeah, so you're going to LT in that one, huh?
Taking, yeah, in the
You taking the over.
I'm just hoping for a big game from all 4 of those quarterbacks in the first one. Okay, Brown, your 3 guarantees.
My 3 guarantees are, number 1, that there will be 2 new participants in the college football playoff. They will be Texas and USC. Prediction number 2 is Quinn Ewers wins the Heisman Trophy for the Texas Longhorns.
That'd be exciting.
Yep.
What do you think of that, Mick?
I hope not, because that would hurt Alabama.
Right. I mean, he's got to
saying we lose.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to perform well against Bama to do that. You're right.
Yeah, he can perform well in Alabama, still win the game. Those aren't necessarily exclusive, and they could get in as a one-loss team if that one loss is to Alabama. And my bold prediction number 3 is that for the first time ever, the Sun Belt will represent the group of 5 in the New Year's Six Bowl. My money and my kid now go to South Alabama, so I'm all Sun Belt.
All right, so that's Brown's guarantees there. As we get ready for the season, week 0 tomorrow, Mick, what do you think first of this? I mean, you're close to the Alabama program. Nick was on yesterday. We didn't, bust his rear end asking him about who the quarterback is going to be. What do you make of this whole quarterback thing?
I think the longer that it goes on, that it really plays into Jalen Milroe's hands, right? I mean, because he's the guy with the experience. And then you look at Nick Saban's past track record, it's the guys that have the experience that he goes with. And I thought it would be Ty Simpson. And then they go out and get Buckner, which really surprised me. I remember you talking about it. I was shocked by that. And it kind of said to me that maybe they're not as comfortable with those guys as you would think. But what I noticed is that Nick Saban's really comfortable right now. And that tells me that something good's happening in practice, because when he's kind of irritated, agitated, normally that's because something's not right.
I haven't heard anything great from the quarterback room, though. People that have been at scrimmages, nobody's like, man, this guy really stands out. It's just up and down. But Saban does seem really comfortable with his team.
Brown, you agree?
Well, I think it's going to be Milroe. And Saban's level of comfort, I don't know what that is. I know his level of discomfort with him last year was based on his turnovers. And I do know in spring football that had not fixed itself.
Go ahead. Sorry.
So I don't know if it has in fall camp or not. I mean, why this switch would have flipped, I don't know. Maybe Tommy Rees has worked some magic there. If he doesn't turn the ball over, I think he's a heck of a weapon.
Well, last minute and 45 seconds of the show today from down here at the Old River Grill today. Chad's 3 bowl prediction. Ryan Day of reckoning for Ohio State. Michigan beats them again. LSU versus Georgia in the SEC championship game again. This time LSU beats them.
I agree, Chad.
And USC wins the Pac-12, makes the playoff, wins the national championship by beating LSU.
Oh, boy, I hope you're right.
Yeah, I think he's just playing up to you. Charlie, Reggie Bush will get his Heisman reinstated by this time next year. Samford will make the 3rd round of the FCS playoffs. And Prince Harry will be back in England by May following a scandal.
It's important to me. I know where Prince Harry is.
Ross, Auburn wins the Iron Bowl. LSU 6th or 7th
Oh, come on.
in the SEC West.
It could happen, Lance.
And all SEC teams, all of them have 2 losses this year. Thank all of you who jumped in and gave us your bowl predictions. And thanks again to the entire staff. And it is a staff of the Floribama. Steve is the face of an unbelievable operation down here, and that includes all the way up the street to the Coastal, which has some Floribama flavor in it as well. It is always a great stay here. LT, you figured out we're down here about every 3 months now?
Yeah, I mean, it's about every quarter, actually.
Yeah.
Because we were last August, December, Army-Navy, March, and back here.
All right, 3 quarters.
That'd be a quarter.
Until next time, God bless you. God bless America. Let's play some football tomorrow, week 0. We'll see you Monday back in studio.